it's our turn. It's been our turn for a while. It's been a long time in the coming as well, I believe. So welcome to Syncretism here on Friday nights with yours truly, Kate of Gaia, and of course Santo Bonacci. And I do believe that Tony won't be with us tonight. Just he's been having a lot of sleepless nights, so he kind of wanted to zone out for tonight, which is all good, you know. So totally get that. Anyway, Santo, how are you doing?
Great, yourself?
Good. Yeah, it's been an interesting day. I'll tell you that much. I don't know what was flying around today in the heavens, but maybe you can, enlighten me on that. But definitely a strange energy day, you know. We'll get into a few things of that. I look at things from a perspective of, what's changing universally, and not so much what's changing in my particular day to day. I look at everything as clues now more than anything else. And boy, we got some screaming kids in the background. There you go. Not sure what's going on. They're either having fun or getting beat up. I have no idea. Anyway, how's things down in Ecuador?
Great, excellent. We went around today tidying up a few things, meeting some people, promoting the presentations that we're doing here, because we're doing 4 presentations. They're going to be biggies. One will be in Guayaquil, the other one will be in Vilcabamba. Now, Vilcabamba is a place that a lot of Westerners come to get away from the bullshit in the Rothschild, Rockefeller-controlled world. And so they come here, they fall in love, there's waterfalls apparently, there's a magic place, and everyone loves it, and they move here. It's cheap. And so we're going there, we're going to do English presentation there for the gringos. That'll be great. They are well and truly awakened, the people in Vilcabamba. And we're also preparing for Quito and Cuenca. So that's 4 of the major cities here. So we did that. We connected with some people that will help us promote that, and did quite a bit today. Actually, I'm a bit exhausted. I just woke up 5 minutes ago from about 2 hours sleep. Johnny's gone off to do some filming with his crew. I declined to go because I'm just too tired, but they're filming someone in I think we're going to try and film some locals in a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, a Buddhist, and an Islamic. 5 different religions for the purpose of showing, the different cultures and the different religion and how they can all be syncretized so easily. They don't have to continue in their delusions of separation and grandeur and supremacy. One religion is supreme and the other one is going to hell. We don't have to do that. It's all dealing with the very same characters, very same science. It's all dealing with light. It's not dealing with darkness, except for if they want to continue in their delusions, they will be continuing in darkness, resisting the irresistible inclination of the universe to unite its children of light. That's what the universe does. That's all it does.
Well, hey,
irresistible, and yet these types continue to resist that.
Well, here, I love the word universe. Let's break that one down real quick. 3 words: una, ver, se. Right? So you have una, one, united, right? As one. Ver, from verily, meaning truth. One truth. Se, himself, herself, itself. One truth of the Trinity of self. You are universe. And the sooner people click on that whole notion, the less chance we have of wars. And again, we're dealing with some pretty nasty principalities here that have wrapped the illusion around us. Fortunately, many of us are awake to it now, and we're doing our damnedest to get the word out in knowing thyself. And that's what syncretism is all about. And that's exactly, what you were just saying there is so resonant. There's 2 people, that very concept you're talking of, there's 2 people I immediately think of. It's you and Bill Donahue. Because you both have the same, it's carbon copy. of each other. That's where I know that the resonance is so pure in that, the only division that we have on this planet is that which was created for us in an illusion. And of course, depending on how badly someone gets sold into one religion or the other, because my God's better than your God, I'll kill you to prove it. Look at my shiny badge and gun, we're moving away from that. And it's beautiful to know that you've got 5 different perspectives coming in that are all effectively going to be saying the same thing. And you spoke on that many times in the past as far as the unification. Una, Phi, Ka, Shun. Let's stop with the Shun and let's say what it is. T-ion, the love ion, right? Phi, sacred geometry. Ka, spirit. Una, exactly. One. So people have been asking me. I've got to do it. I could write a book. Time is short on this, but what I'll do is I'm going to be doing a fairly sizable essay with regards to word breakdown, so people can really start to understand these sigils. And make no bones about it, boys and girls, these are sigils of the highest order. And I was talking to Tony earlier, that's why I was kind of hoping he would come on, but I was talking to Tony earlier, dealing in the same concept of what the sigils are and how to mirror them, how to reverse the spells, cast them back, as it were. And, we live in a very wondrous universe, and that's one of the things that you, Santo, are bringing to the table here. And I'm still in awe of that wheel that you put together, so...
Yeah, well, we can even talk about that, but for sure. And look, you're so right. It's irresistible, the universe wanting to unite its little chickens, like a chicken wants to unite its chicks under a wing. It was in the scripture where Jesus said, "Jerusalem, Jerusalem," how killer of prophets. How often I have wanted to gather your chickens under my wings. In other words, the light, Jesus, the Son, the Saviour, who every day comes in the east and rises to shine forth its glory and to produce all of its vital effects, photosynthesis, light so we can see. All of this is done in nature, and we just ignore it. We just don't pay any attention to this Saviour who comes every day. And this Saviour looks down and shines upon us. And folks are prepared to ignore this beautiful light Saviour. And yet it's responsible for our vitality. It's responsible for our life. It is a creature of a high order. It's our brother in the sky. It's our Saviour. It's our Lord. It's a burning, blazing fire, as described in the scriptures, because, of course, that's the effect. It's not in actual fact that it's burning. It doesn't burn at all, but the effect is burning. You see, and it is a conscious being, as Walter Russell puts it. Everything comes from the sun. Everything, all the seeds of everything, every waveform that you see is produced by the sun. Every leaf, every tree, every blade of grass, mosquito, ant, elephant, mountain comes from the core of the sun. And he explains it beautifully. He says that everything must return to the core of the sun. In the center of the sun is the divine energy that produces everything we see. And look, it really concurs with what a lot of other geniuses have to say. Like, I've mentioned this before on your show, Pier Luigi Igina, the Italian genius who died about 15 years ago. He actually worked with Marconi for 10 years. And he's an inventor, just an amazing man, a la Tesla. And he explained that the sun, in the center of the sun, is a heart which beats at the same rate as our hearts. That's where we get our heartbeat from the sun. Another genius, Ludwig B. Larson, a Bible astrologer like myself, from the early 40s and 50s of the last century, he explained that everything to do with astrology comes from the circumference of the sun. The circumference of the sun is 2,592,000 miles. Now that's exactly 100 times larger, greater than the precessional cycle of 25,920 years. And so he explains that precession occurs because of the circumference of the sun. And every degree of the sun, of the circumference of the sun, is 72,000 miles. And this is how the effects of astrology are produced. When the sun hits the 21st of March, it splits light straight down the middle on this planet. It splits the equinox, and there begins the astrological year in Aries, the sign of the Lamb. And the sun gives 30 days and 30 degrees, not years, to that sign. And all of the effects on this planet are produced by each day the sun, every 4 minutes, daily, every 4 minutes, the sun moves 1 degree. And hence the angle of light that we receive from our Saviour. And so, therefore, people born on the 21st of March receive that angle of light. Once the sun is split, gone through the equinox. Then, on the 22nd of March, a new angle. And the effects are different on the Earth. And I'd like to encourage the listeners to read Volume 2 of The Light of Egypt by Thomas H. Burgoyne to understand how all of this works. He was a great occult astrologer and esoterist and founded the school of the Brotherhood of the Hermetic Brothers of Luxor. Now, Luxor is one of the greatest temples that ever existed on this planet, 2 miles away from the temple of Karnak on the eastern bank of the Nile in Egypt, Upper Egypt. And Luxor had one of the best schools. That temple was one of the best. In fact, Schwaller de Lubitsch called it the Temple of Man because it defines everything to do with the human body. And it was one of the greatest astrological schools in history. And it was the founder.
Well, I don't know if anybody can hear me. I heard the thing say I was unmuted, so I picked it up. And if you listeners can hear me, they'll be back in a little bit, I'm sure. So I'm just going to mute out, and we'll just wait it out here. Don't give up hope if you're new to the call, if you can hear me.
Hey, I'm back. I unmuted your mic, thanks, Carol. So, we got bumped.
Okay, dear one.
Yeah,
welcome home.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you heard that. Unmute.
Right.
I was thinking that's your cue.
Yeah, that was my cue to come in and see if I can bridge the gap here. Back to you, dear.
Absolutely. Just pulling Santo back in here. My Skype is really getting finicky tonight. So, anyway, just waiting for Santo. Yeah. Okay.
I'm here.
There you are. All right. So you were talking about Saturn. That's where we left off.
Yeah, well, look, I'm just about to wind up the thought. The thought is that the sun is the primary of the solar system, the master of them all, and his brides are the planets. They love him. They have love for each other. They work together. Sometimes they are harsh. Sometimes they produce harsh reflections and refractions of that beautiful, pure white light. The reason why the sun is the great one is it's because its light is undifferentiated, whereas the light of Jupiter is 1/7, but the most beautiful 7th of that white light. Therefore, Jupiter becomes the greater benefic. Saturn grabs the worst part of that light. So they all reflect and they all specialize in 1/7 of the sun's white light. Just look at the rainbow colors and you will see that all the planets specialize in one of those colors. This is why they are so unique. But the sun grabs them all. The sun has all colors. It's white light and it's pure. Its love is outstanding. And now's the time that its light is improving. The quality of it's being upgraded due to its position in the Milky Way galaxy. And we will be the beneficiaries if we respond. So that's basically it, Kate. Let's just respond. We have to embrace this new light and stop these works of darkness in our own lives first, and then help our brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. You're not going to get an argument out of me. You know the routine. Yeah, truth has that effect, I know people are chomping at the bit for some charts tonight, and I had a couple of people tag me earlier today. I do have a caller in here as well, so I'll bring them in. But if you go to your one-on-one with me, there was I posted two requests, one from Carol and the other one from Patty. So they'd asked if it was possible for you to do those tonight. So I've given you the information there, so you can reference it, and I can tell you over the air as well. So are you game for a little fun tonight?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I kind of figured you would be.
Yep.
I got to tell you, it's amazing just knowing you're in like an hour difference in terms of time zone. I'm so used to speaking to you the next day. You were operating in future time. What's really interesting right now is I'm in future time to you. Haha, I'm an hour ahead of you. So,
yeah. You're in
Eastern Standard.
Okay, so I'm in Central and you're in Eastern, yeah?
Yeah. So normally you were before you were 16 hours ahead of me. Now I'm an hour ahead of you. How's that? Isn't that messed up or what? Anyway, so I'm going to bring the caller in. They've indicated. By the way, if you want to get in the call, all you have to do is hit 1 on your telephone, or if you're in Skype, open up the keypad, which is hitting the plus symbol on the Skype face, and it will open up a dial pad, and it will give you the 1 as well. So we have area code 252 open. Let me see if we can get there. I did hit it. I have so much fun with this. There we go. Okay, it looks like it's open. All right, area code 252 70.
Hi, Kate.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
Okay, I'm one of Carol's light workers. I'm glad to listen in on your call.
Well, it's great to have you. This is awesome. This is where this is the gathering of angels, my friend. So check out your wings.
Hey, Bill. Welcome, dear. And Kate, Bill is 91 years old, and he's my sidekick, and I love him dearly.
Oh my goodness, awesome! I love having wisdom hanging out.
And he is loved by everybody. So thank you, Bill, for speaking up, honey. We're glad you're here.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Carol.
I can hear it in your voice too, my friend. You've got a beautiful resonance in your voice.
Thank you.
Hey, you started it. But hey, do you want your chart done tonight?
Say again?
Would you like your astrological chart done tonight?
Yes, but I can't give you anything other than the date.
Well, I think Santo can work with that, at least give you a good overview.
Okay.
Santo, have you ever done a chart that is 91 years old?
Oh, wow.
So that's why I wanted to do it, because this is probably like the premier chart to do.
Yeah, for sure. Kate, now I've got a slow computer here, and I've just pulled up the first one while you were talking, though. I've pulled up Salford, the person from Salford.
Carol, I believe. That's Carol.
Right, so I've got that up.
Okay, well, Bill's in for the long haul. We already know that. You hung out here for 91 years. He's in for the long haul. We're good. And I have another caller that came in as well. I'll get to area code 215 in a sec. But yeah, go ahead with Carol's, and then we'll get Bill's information. And I would hazard to say that that's probably the premier chart of all the charts you've ever done. You ever done one that's 91 years old?
Probably not. I don't think so. No.
This is going to be a special one. I can feel it. All right, well, go ahead with Carol. Let's see what we got with Carol.
Okay, well, here we've got beautiful feminine energy. You've got the sun and moon in Taurus. Beautiful. And the ascendant in Cancer. Cancer is a good ascendant for a woman. It's beautiful. It's motherly. It's very, very feminine and graceful. She's got a double dose of the moon here. I mean, the moon is in Taurus, where she exalts. There's 4 points. She's got Mars in Aries in the 12th degree. I think that's the terms of Venus. Yes, it is, which is a very, very sweet, sweet Mars in Aries. He gets 5 points by domicile. Mercury is in Gemini. There's another 5 points of essential dignities. This person is blessed beyond, I mean, there's some challenging stuff here. There's a lot of, a couple of oppositions and quite a few squares, but she's got Jupiter in Pisces, Saturn in Aquarius. Now, that's 4 domiciles and 1 exaltation. This is beyond, what is normal. It's way beyond what is normal in terms of essential dignities. Firmicus Maternus actually makes a very declarative, bold statement in his the first book of his Mathesios, where he says, more than 4 domiciles, it is impossible for human beings because they would be gods. Now, here is 4 essential dignities, 5, 4 domiciles, 4 of them are domiciles. In other words, these planets that I mentioned are in their homes. When Saturn is in Aquarius, he's happy. When Jupiter is in Pisces, he rejoices. When Mars is in Aries, he rejoices. When the moon is in Taurus, she exalts and rejoices. And then Carol's got Mercury in its home in Gemini next to Venus. Now, this is pretty sweet. And what I see, and they're all lined up in the 11th house. Venus just on the cusp of the 11th house, which really just saves her from, some troubles, really, I think. But all of those planets in the 11th house, Mars in the 10th house, this is just, I just can't say how exquisite it is. Jupiter in the 9th guarantees blessings in terms of spiritual path. If Carol sticks to the spiritual path with Jupiter right on top of Chiron in the 9th house, very close to the MC, this is just pure blessings in Pisces. The spiritual calling is immense here, and she really must take advantage of this. And then, of course, all of those 4 planets that I mentioned, all enjoying exaltations and domiciles in the 11th house, the house of friends, makes her, a beautiful, friendly person with an abundance of friends. She can attract all sorts of great friends, happy, intuitive, intellectual, communicative friends. From that's beautiful. She has, let's look for the ruler. I'd love to find the ruler here because this is a good spread of energy in this chart. The ruler will be Mercury by the position of the moon. The moon being in Taurus, next sign is Gemini, ruled by Mercury. So Mercury gets a point there for rulership. The ascendant is in Cancer and disqualifies the moon, ruler of Cancer, to be the ruler of the chart. The next sign is Leo. The sun is the ruler of Leo. He is also disqualified. Therefore, Virgo is the next sign. The ruler of Virgo is Mercury. So there, Carol has twice Mercury as ruler.
Well,
now,
I can attest to that for her, not only the heavens, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had me at Mercury and Gemini, and that. You know, running with dual outboard Mercuries, that's pretty intense.
Can I interrupt here? Hi, hello there, Santos. I love you, dear one.
Likewise, sister.
This is not this Carol. I just want people to know this is a different Carol.
Yes.
It's Carol in France.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Well, because I've done yours about 3 weeks ago, anyway.
Right. So, I just didn't want people. I just didn't want the listeners to be confused, there, honey. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
Good point, Carol. I never even thought of that.
Yep. And so there's Mercury twice. The Sun, we need to find out which terms the Sun is in the 14th degree of Taurus, to also get some information about rulership there. So I'm going to pull up my sync rota, and I'm beginning to like the name that
that works.
Coined for this wheel, because it does sync. It's all about syncretism. And I have explained that the Hindu word for astrology, Jyotish, means the science of light. Hallelujah. And rota, of course, well, it's an anagram for Torah, the law of God, the wheel of God, and it's also rota, Torah, and what was the other word? There's another anagram. It's
tarot.
That's it, tarot, of course, because, and I've presented this information in my Syncretism, the true theology. I presented this information about the rota. So this is sync rota, and I'm pulling it up so that I can just now, and I've got a small laptop here, so I've got to expand so I can see the information. I just want to be 100% sure I've got the right terms for Taurus. And what did we say, 15 degrees? Oh, man.
It was 14 degrees.
Yeah, well, have a guess, Kate, which terms the Sun is in.
Oh, it's got to be Mercury.
It's Mercury. This woman she's got magical powers. If you've got so much Mercury is the magician, folks. The communication, the tongue, the mind.
I'll vouch.
The right hemisphere of the brain, that's where Hermes dwells. The intuition, the connection to source. And it is, because it's the closest planet to the Sun. It's the messenger of God. Whatever the Sun wishes to communicate, it speaks first to Mercury. And then Mercury communicates that in our body, because Mercury rules the cerebrospinal fluid. And that is the communicator. If you get a little bump on your toe, it's Mercury that tells your brain that, whoops, that hurts. He's the messenger of the gods. Okay, so let's continue. We've got a few more ways of finding the ruler. The closest planet to the Sun is, guess who? Mercury. So there's 4 indications that Mercury is dominating this particular Taurine. So I'd like to emphasize again, before I continue to the 5th indicator for rulership, to all the listeners, because, well, look, being an astrologer that I am, and being very loquacious and forthright when it comes to truth, many people have tried to ridicule me, like in public or in my presence. I remember the words of my sister, who still goes to the Jehovah's Witness meetings, but she's now actually looking at my presentations behind the scenes. She hasn't told me this yet, but my niece Sonia tells me that. She goes, you know, Janie's actually really digging your stuff. and she's Aquarian, and she would love, she's always been into naturopathy and health, and she would love this science. And she, you know, so behind the scenes, she's still going into the meetings, but she's learning this. But I remember her saying one thing to me about a year ago. She goes, oh, well, my friend Mary, she's Aquarian, and she's totally different to me. So it doesn't make any sense, astrology, right? Because this is this is what's called towing the party line. When you belong to one of these clubs like the Jehovah's Witnesses, well, you've got to speak like they speak, like the governing body in Brooklyn tells you to think, right? So this is why I emphasise that one must understand the science and learn it. Like Isaac Newton said when he was attacked. One of his colleagues said, oh, yeah, astrology, blah, 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 blah. And Isaac said, well, apparently you know nothing about it. I do. So once you do learn the tricks and the science and the art of it and the language of it and how it works and its beautiful expressive habits, then you can understand that, see, Carol's a Taurian, but she's got a lot of Mercury. So someone might think a Geminian might take her or might relate to her more than any other sign. In fact, she'll probably relate to Virgoans and Geminians more than any other sign. Now, I'd love to get some feedback from Carol to confirm that.
Well, I'll give you some, because I've actually had Skype calls with her, and I concur on that. I mean, she's going a mile a minute, and I love that, because that's where I'm at. And, yeah, again, third deacon, yeah? Is the third deacon Taurus?
Middle deacon.
Middle deacon?
Yep, right in the middle of Taurus.
With that much Mercury going on, like I said, you had me at Mercury and Gemini. You know, that spoke everything I needed to hear, and you know, with the conversation I've had with her, Carol's on fire, bubbly, fiery, and grounded, very grounded in how she thinks. So it's
yeah. So another Taurian will turn up, and they'll have Jupiter as the lord of their chart, and they will appear to be quite different. They will appear to be totally a different sign. And people who are ignorant of this science will probably write it off, you know, at the stroke of a pen. You know, they'll just write it off as pseudoscience, because they'll look in the faces of these two Taurians, one ruled by by Jupiter and one by Mercury, and they will just write it off as pseudoscience. So this is why it's very, very important to get a learning this science. Now, the fifth point is the planet that is most dignified. Now, wow, how are we possibly going to find the planet that's most dignified in this chart? The only one that is not receiving essential dignity is Venus, by being in Gemini. But Mercury, I can't give this to Mercury, because Mercury is receiving 3 squares, Jupiter is receiving 3 squares and an opposition, Saturn is receiving a couple of squares, Mars is receiving in Aries, in the 10th house, is receiving 2 sextiles. So I'm giving it to Mars. So she's got, Mercury's the out-and-out ruler with 4 points, and Mars comes in as a co-ruler. So she needs that, because she's got a lot of very feminine energy, Taurus and double Taurian, with the moon and the sun in Taurus and the ascendant in Cancer. So she needs, you know, she doesn't really need a Venus. She's already got enough Venus, really, and she doesn't really need Jupiter so well placed. She really does need Mercury to balance out the energy that she has essentially in her chart. Now, the only other thing I'd like to just point out is that her dragon's head is in Leo. There you go, in the 13th degree of Leo. So unless she has any other questions, I think that should suffice for information there. But I would take this chart any time.
I think that's testimony enough on that one. Absolutely. No, and again, having chatted with her, and she's in the Skype room all the time. Yeah, it's pretty much her in a nutshell. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and her angles are all in cardinal signs. So if the ascendant is in Cancer, you can expect the MC to be in Aries. Well, it's not. It's actually in Pisces. But, okay, well, she's got 2 cardinal and 2 mutable angles, and that's nice. I mean, that's great. But certainly she has some good cardinal energy from these 2 angles. The angles are the most important signs because they have most of the strength. When planets are found in these signs, they are very, very strong. And she has Mars in the 10th house, so that's pretty much, you know, the strongest planet, and that's why I gave it as one of the rulers. And look, if we have time later, I'll leave this up, this screen, and we can read the angles. You know, might like to find out what the Cancer ascendant means. I said it's good for women.
Yeah.
Well, it's good in particular if they want children, because if you have Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer on the ascendant for women, and they love to have children, it's good because they will have many children. They can have many children if they want to, because these watery signs are very generative, very feminine, and women who have water ascendants, you know, have this motherly gift that they can have an abundance of children, all things being equal. That is, of course.
And desired.
Yep.
All about that. Well, that's great. I think Carol will be very happy with that chart. So. Okay, well let's go to Bill, and then we can go to Patty, the other one I gave you, and I've got a couple other people that are going to be calling in. I've got 2 other people online here, guys. So we take these in the order they come in. It's just kind of how we work, right? First come, first serve. So don't take it personal. We'll get to you if we can. Promise. Right? I'm not going to feel guilty if I can't get there because there's only so much time, and I'm going to shut up just to make sure I don't use it. Yeah. So let's go to Bill and get his particulars, and let's do. I'm really looking forward to this chart. Bill, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, well, we just need a little bit of information from you. And,
okay, it's 7 October 1921.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Just,
oh, I love it. What a trooper.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging in there, Bill.
Okay.
About time you showed up on my show. Only took you 91 years. Very good.
Yeah. 7th of October, 21. Time?
I don't have a time. Sorry about that.
Place?
Say again?
Yeah, where were you born?
Oh, Washington, Iowa.
And everyone put their hands up right quick in the phone room here. Yeah, huh? It's amazing, Santo. You get them going and boom, everyone wants in. It's beautiful. I love it. We'll get to as many as we can, guys.
So any idea whether it was at night or during the day?
No, I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Man, oh man, how many Washingtons? I mean, I guess, well, it's not going to be a biggie if I don't get Washington, Iowa here, because I'm going to try. There's about 1 million of them.
Yeah, they do like their as below W, right? George W., the original one, George Washington. Funny that showed up again in the scheme of things. Did anybody else miss that one, or is it just me that noticed?
Yeah, well, it has to do with those sigils that you were talking about.
It doesn't adjust.
Before, Kate, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to actually, for while you're doing having a look, for tomorrow night, it's going to be an open forum. We have Rick Simpson on Sunday, by the way, same time, 7 to 9. Tomorrow night's going to be an open forum, and I'm going to have a bit more fun with sigil play, wordplay, and start busting apart some words for people. And it's not a very difficult thing once you get the concept of it. It's basically take a word. You know, if you've got more than one syllable, right? Letter by letter matters, but if you got more than one syllable in a word, just start putting hyphens in where you see little words. Start busting them up. And you got lexicograms too. You can flip them all around. The sigils are equally powerful and in all directions. That's why we're going to turn the mirror on it.
Okie dokie. So we've got a moon. Hopefully the moon is in Capricorn because it's in the first degree. Now I've cast this for 12:30, so it's going to be a hard one. I'm hunching you've got a moon in Sagittarius and you were born before 12:30 at midday, which will give you a Sagittarius moon. Now, if you're born after 12:30, well, or say 11:30 in the morning, then you've got a Capricorn moon. So we can discuss that and we can try and find out which one is best suited for you. But Sun is in Libra and the North Node is in Libra, which means that that's your magic energy time there when the moon is transiting Libra every month. You want to watch that and use those days. You've got Saturn also and Jupiter in Libra, which makes you very Libran, brother. You would be a person who would love fairness. You would be so into law and fairness, but the kind of law which exists in nature, not the fiction. We've clearly separated the two, but you would be a very fair and a very just person. To have those three strong male planets in Libra, Saturn exalts in Libra, so he gets 4 points. Jupiter is also giving his energy in Libra. He doesn't mind air. Air is not a problem for him. It's one of his best signs, but it doesn't matter. It's Libra. And both of those orbs, Saturn and Jupiter, have to do with law. They love law. They set the law. Saturn sets the time and Jupiter sets the law of nature. And the reason being is because Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the rota. And 12 is that magical number. And I did refer to that at the start of the show. And here's another reason why. I mean, apart from the fact that the universe is a dodecahedron, apart from the fact that everything turns up in nature in 12s and not 11 or 13. For instance, you have 12 chromatic musical notes. When you look at the heart chakra is the sun, and it has 12 petals. Why? Because it takes the sun above. As above, so below. And this is why the sun dominates the number 12 and not 13, as the moon does. And this is why astrology is based on the equator and circumference and ecliptic of the sun. And it's all about 12ness, folks. And so having the sun in Libra next to Jupiter and Saturn, this is just magnificent. I'd just like to dwell on that and explain, and just highlight how important and wonderful that is. Fairness, balance, equilibrium. You'd be a great friend. Was it Ian? Sorry? If you can help me, Kate?
Yeah, it's Bill, sorry.
Bill,
sorry, yeah. Bill. Sorry, I was muted out and I couldn't get my mouse to work.
Yep, you'd be a great friend. People would love that balance around them. They would be coming to you for, for judgment and for advice and help. And my son's Libran. My brother, whom I live with in the same house, is Libran, and I've always loved their nature. In fact, they have good judgment, and when I talk to my brother, I find that I enjoy his very Venetian Libran sense of justice and fairness and balance and poise, all the things that Librans have. Now, I'd like to just elaborate on those things. Since I don't have the time and I can't really do, a proper chart reading. Now, there's a couple of, you do have a beautiful thing in your chart, Bill, and it's called a grand trine. It's a water trine, and this is beautiful. When you have a trine, you have harmonious energy in your chart. It's well tuned. Now, when you see oppositions and squares, those aspects are not tuned, and they are challenges, which we also do need and require to, advance. And, people who have T-squares like yourself, you also have a T-square. I'll get to that in a minute. But just, if you don't know what that means, Bill, just write it down. You have a grand trine in water, and you have a T-square in cardinal signs. And the point of the T-square is pointing to Libra, where all your justice and balance is happening. Okay, but this grand trine in water is nice for a man. It gives them the feminine, sweet energy, the psychic water energy, the emotions. And this grand trine is produced by Mercury, Uranus, and Pluto. Now, I can say a lot about that, but harmonious energy travelling through these orbs in your chart is very significant. So Mercury gives intellect and communication to your emotions, Uranus gives illumination, and Pluto gives transformation, destruction and transformation. So this is a pretty interesting trine that you have there, Bill. So you've been blessed with the energy of the emotions, and communication, illumination, and transformation. Those three words, you might want to jot that down. This water trine is all about communication, illumination, and transformation. So there you go.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
I'd say that's a pretty sweet chart.
Yeah, and the the T-square is good for you too. I've noticed that a lot of famous people, successful people, have all got T-squares. Many of them, a good percentage, have got T-squares. And even some have grand crosses, which is a double T-square, really. So nothing to be afraid of with T-squares. It's something to enjoy and take advantage of. It's a bit of a push by the planets. They're pushing you and urging you along. Get some work done, That's what they're saying.
Okay, thank you much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been watching over our Bill because he's been having some health challenges, and I told him, I said, if he chooses to cross over, I'm going to come back over there and pull him back by his butt. we need him here.
just like that. Yeah, you're not going anywhere, Bill.
Thank you so much, Santos. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Love you,
my
Bill.
pleasure. Well, with if Bill is able to get a hold of some cell salts, I can mention some of the salts that would be beneficial to you. Otherwise, I would just recommend to get the 12-in-1 bioplasma, Bill, and try and get the drops because they don't have any lactose in them and binders and rubbish like that. Try and get the cell salts that are pure, and I would get the 12-in-1. They will help you immensely. And in particular, your three salts that you require being a Libran. So if you need any more information, contact me and I'll help you with the cell salts. But generally, you can just walk into most of your good health food stores and pick up cell salts, the Schussler tissue salts.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No problem, Bill. No, it's awesome. Totally awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. And what we'll do here, Santo, I'm just going to, so Bill, you go back to party, and I'm going to mute your mic out here. That way I know, that way I know where I am in the call. And we're going to bring in the other chart that I gave you earlier, Santo, the Patty.
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton, Ontario.
Right.
Yeah, so if we can get that, you've got the stats on that, and then I'm just going to go down the list in order of people, and going to do my best to try to get everybody in tonight. Okie doke.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So we've got a May 19. May 19. Let's get that. I've got a slow computer here, folks. So.
Yeah, it's welcome to my world, Santo.
Yeah, I don't have a mouse. I've just got that drag pad.
I hate that. And that's
whatever you call it.
Yeah, the little pad that's on the computer itself drives me batty too. Yeah, I've got both computers have a mouse for each of them, and my two little laptops, and both of them are just gone basically. I don't know whether it's the computers or whether it's the mouse. I can get them to work sometimes, but it is what it is, right? Changing the world on a notebook. I love it.
Yeah.
You might as well do it in an extreme, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, David took out Goliath with one pebble, right in the third eye. Bam! Talk about getting stoned. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw that.
And guess who David is?
The sun?
Yeah, well, it's Saturn, but it's also we below. We will deal with Goliath. Goliath is still out there, but Goliath will be dealt with. Yeah.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall, Titan boys.
Yeah, for sure.
We got some pretty dark energies here. That's why tomorrow night I'm going to get into some pretty in-depth stuff as far as wordplay and sigils, and trying to explain a bit of background. Tony's going to be joining in tomorrow night. And of course, Santo, if you're bored, you're not out partying down in Ecuador, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. Okay, so who we got here now, sorry?
This is Patty.
Patty, okay. All right, Patty's got some beautiful stuff going on. Mars in the 10th house again, all of this success. And it's a night chart. So, of course, born at 3 a.m., the sun is in the 2nd house, which is not too bad, actually, for Taurus in the 2nd house. Taurus is the house of prosperity. It's where energy comes into your life in terms of wealth. All kinds of wealth, not just material wealth. So the sun is in Taurus in the 2nd house. This is great, which means she's got an Aries ascendant. Hallelujah. Aries as an ascendant. Beautiful. I'll get to that in a minute. But Mars is in the 10th house in Capricorn, the sign of its exaltation. So it receives 4 essential points of essential dignity. And right next door to Mars, in the 10th house, are the Dragon's Head, the North Node, and Chiron. So this is pretty nice to have all this stuff going on in the 10th house in Capricorn. So the yearly signs have lined up with the daily houses. So Aries is in the 1st house, exactly where he should be. Taurus is in the 2nd house, exactly where she should be. Gemini is in the 3rd. It's beautiful. It's all synced. This is a perfectly synced chart. Now,
is this the night of the domiciles?
Yeah, it is. It is. Have a look at this. Mercury in Gemini.
That's why I triggered it. I was thinking, I was going to say that with the first one. I said, tonight's going to be the night of the domiciles.
Yeah, it is. So we've noticed that already in every chart. There's always a pattern. So those are the 2 domiciles. One domicile, Mercury in Gemini. So this person, I did forget the name.
And of course, there's my mouse acting up again.
Patty.
Yes, it's Patty.
Right. I like to use the how the person is called, not the name.
Yeah, the customary calling.
Be named.
I who shall not be named.
Exactly. Patty is what we call this divine entity of light that is in our midst. How's that?
That works.
All right. Look, what can I do here? Let's have a look. Okay. So we've got. The moon is in Sag. That's a pretty good you've got a couple of fire combinations here, ascendant in Aries and moon in Sag, with a Taurian sun. For a woman, I mean, Taurus sun for a woman is sexy, period. It's just sexy. They're earthy, their senses are quite outstanding. They love to, they can be tactile, they can be expressive. They've got the beautiful Venetian bovine eyes. They just stand out, women with the sun in Taurus. And Patty will be quite interesting, the blend of fire there. There's quite a bit of fire going on. She also has Pluto in Leo, which is the heart and indicates transformation of the heart. But I'm looking for the Lord now of the chart, and the ascendant being in Aries tells you that Mars is one of the lords. So we've got Mars already. The moon in Sag, once she leaves Sag, she goes to Capricorn, and the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn. So therefore, Saturn is also a ruler. The most dignified planet in the chart, well, this is tough. It's got to be either Mercury or Mars. I'm going to give it to Mars. Mars appears to be the most dignified. The planet closest to the Sun is Mercury, so there's Mercury. So we've already got Mars twice. Mars is definitely the ruler, twice. Saturn and Mercury, co-rulers. Now, the degrees. We need to take the terms of the moon, not the sun, because this is a night chart. Folks, bear in mind that if you have a day chart, observe the terms in which the sun is, because if it's in the terms of Jupiter, that person will have that planet will have a lot of power in your life. But if the sun is below the horizon, then go to the moon. Now the moon's in the 15th degree of Sag, and that gives us Venus. Or in the Egyptian system, Venus. In the Ptolemaic system, it's Mercury. Sorry. No, let me take that back. 9 to 13. It's Venus. Beautiful. I'm glad, because to have Mars twice and Saturn once, that's enough of malefic. That's enough of aggressive energy. You need a bit of Venus. So I'm glad. So Venus, Mercury, and Saturn are co-rulers with Mars. Chart.
Yeah, we had Patty on the show the other night, and her late husband is ex, of course, ex of everything here for now. Illuminati lawyer. So there's a lot of weird and wild energy around her, and she's made her stand. And I've been in communication with her as well. So yeah, that's, listening to what you're saying, it's clicking.
Well, look how everything lines up, Kate. Patty has Libra in the 7th house, which is the house of partners, and Libra is also a sign that produces a lot of lawyers. And guess who is retrograding in Libra? You have none other than Neptune, the deceiver. So this particular partner, and also in the 7th house is Saturn, who actually doesn't mind the 7th house, but he's also retrograding. And right on top of dark moon Lilith. So, yeah, there is some energy coming from a spouse here that is quite negative. But Libra on the angle, on the descendant. Let's have a look I'll pull up Phoenicus Maternus. I have him in an ebook here. I want to see what it means to have Libra on the descendant. It's probably going to be a bit harsh, so she needs to...
Oh, she can handle it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, she's got a pretty good idea who she is. I had her on the show and had a great chat with her as well. So, yeah, what you're saying is lining up. And of course, we choose our own challenges and our own design when we get here, and that's the first thing people need to get. You're here because you chose to be. Stop bitching. You're here to learn something. What is it? Let's go on from there. And this is one of the, if not the best tools to get that part solved.
So the descendant in Libra, the third angle, that is the descendant, also claims for itself the power of forecasting. If it is found in Libra, the life of the native will be passed in royal houses or in the midst of public activities. But his life will be varied with a number of challenges, so that bad luck will always follow good and vice versa. Spiteful ill will attack his reputation, especially if Jupiter is not inclined to the ascendant or on it. Let's have a look at Jupiter. No, he's not. So all of those things apply. If he is not in one of these positions, the misfortunes will be greater. So she doesn't really have Jupiter to save her, except, oh no, wait a minute. No, that's hang on, you've got Jupiter trining the descendant, not the ascendant. But here, Firmicus is saying Jupiter needs to trine the ascendant. For me, it's pretty much a similar kind of energy. So, but nonetheless, that's what's going on in Patty's life. There it is. And I imagine that her ex-husband, who prefers to play with fictions and...
he's late now, so 2 years ago passed.
Okay, all right. Well then he probably would have caused this problem here, you know, probably tried to besmirch a reputation, etc. But that's what Libra on the descendant produces. It produces that kind of energy in the life of the native.
Yeah, that makes total sense based on what I've talked to her about. You know, it's what happens when we connect to the wrong entities. But here's the thing: you get the warning, right? You get, if you know thyself chart-wise, you can keep your eyes open for those things that can come in at you and those things that are going to support you. You know, so work on the strengths and you know, trash the things that are going to come at you. You know, mind over matter. I don't mind. It doesn't matter. So there you go. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. We got a caller here. Like I said, I'm going in order as they came in, and bear with me, guys. I will do my best to get to you. All right, area code 215. Okay, let me see here. Did I get that right? Okay, yeah, area code 215.
Right. That's
hey,
right.
there you are.
Yeah.
Who's me? What's your customary calling?
Excuse me?
I think we used to refer to it as your name, but I prefer customary calling. Customs are always senior to law.
This is Beverly in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Beverly, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you, Kate?
I'm doing awesome. So you ready to have a chart read or what?
Yes, I am.
Well, there you go. You were born ready. You get it?
Yes, I was.
That's a bad Astro joke. Sorry. I'm going to hang up my mic tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so we'll have at her, and let's see where we go.
Okay, it's August 17, 1932.
Oh, you're just a baby.
Oh, thank you.
What was that?
1932.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, just one tick there. All right, time.
The time would be between 8:20 and 8:30 a.m.
Beautiful. I'm going with 8:25.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Yeah, place? Yeah.
Where on earth did you get here, Beverly?
Excuse me?
Where were you born?
Oh, I'm sorry. Plainfield, New Jersey.
Plainfield, New Jersey, as opposed to Extravagant Field, New Jersey?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I've got Plainfield Center, Otsego, New York.
No, it's New Jersey.
Okay. It is. There it is. Union, New Jersey. Thank you. 17th of August, 32, 8:25 a.m., Plainfield.
Right.
Okie dokie. Well, already the essential dignities turn up. Beverly has the sun in Leo, 5 points. All Leos. This is why the Bible says that the scepter shall not depart from the lion of the tribe of Judah. Leo is Judah. It's the Jew. In other words, it's the one who is already blessed with 5 points of the essential dignities just by the sun being in the fattest portion of the sine wave. See, the zodiac wheel comes from the sine wave. And when the sun is removed from that point of equilibrium on the 21st of March in Aries, and it travels to Taurus, it reaches what's called Bethel, the house of God. And this is why the scepter shall not depart. These people are blessed already by having the sun in the heart in Leo, and they receive 5 points. And what's more is that Mercury is in conjunction there. So Mercury is the servant of the sun. The intellect is serving the sun, retrograding nonetheless. So, it's a repeat lesson. It means that, and in the 11th house this is going on. Mercury loves this position, by the way. Loves the 11th, 12th house, first house, all of that area there. So, the lesson would be that communication, the intellect, develop the higher faculties of the intellect, that's what's being suggested here. Now, you've also got Saturn in the 29th degree of Capricorn, another 5 points of essential dignities. This is great.
Domicile night.
Yep, it is. So there's two planets that are very, very fortified in the chart. Now, the ascendant is in Virgo, so there's Mercury coming through again. So Mercury already receives 2 points of rulership by being the planet closest to the sun and by being the planet that rules the ascendant. So there's a strong Mercury going on here. By the way, folks, if there's no planet on the ascendant, which is the case here for Beverly, then look at where the Lord of that sign is situated. Well, Mercury is not in his house in Virgo on the ascendant, but is in the 11th house, the house of friends. So you see how strong this connection is between the ascendant, your most powerful angle, dealing with you. Everything about you, it defines you. Virgo has this importance in your chart, Beverly, in that it is the strongest angle in your chart. And what does that mean? Well, we'll have a look at that in a minute. But the Lord of your chart is Mercury, by being the closest to the sun, planet closest to the sun, and by being the ruler of the ascendant. Now, the terms that the sun is in the 24th degree of Leo, and that will give us, let me grab my sync rotor.
To the sync rotor cave.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's Mars, but I just want to be sure. I need to be 100% sure here. Because, okay, so the 24th degree of Leo is the terms of Mars in the Egyptian system, Jupiter in the Ptolemaic. Which do you prefer, sister? Which one? Mars is action. Jupiter is magnanimity and generosity and just general greatness. And ample qualities of goodness. So you take your pick there. You don't have to say, over the air, but the reason I put the Egyptian terms, which don't always agree with the modern Ptolemaic terms, which are mostly from the Greek, Roman astrological world, but the Egyptian precedes them, is because I think we should pay attention to what the Egyptians knew many, many thousands of years ago. So I've put both schools for the terms in the Sync Rota. And so take your pick there. It's either Jupiter or Mars, but definitely Mars is strong in your chart because he is in Cancer, which is the sign of his detriment, but that doesn't matter because he picks up 3 points by being in his triplicity. He's the ruler of water, so just loves water. But he's trining with the moon in Pisces, which is also water. So the Pisces moon is lovely. Your head of the dragon is also next to the moon in Pisces. So your north node is there in Pisces. That's you want to really follow the moon, get yourself a moon tracker, and when the moon is in Pisces, rejoice and have a good time. But because the moon is in Pisces like me, the next sign that it transits is Aries, and the ruler of Aries is Mars. So you also have Mars coming in for rulership. He's vying for rulership too. So already we've discussed that the terms that the sun is in either Jupiter's or Mars. So you've got Mars turns up twice, Mercury turns up twice, and the fifth planet I would have to give to Saturn. Yeah, Saturn is definitely the most dignified in your chart. I might be wrong about that, so don't pay too much regard with that. It's very hard at just superficially here, without my books, to determine whether he is the most dignified or whether it's another planet. But there you go. You can definitely rest assured that Mercury is the ruler of your chart. So you're a very mercurial Leo, just like Paddy before. I think it was Paddy. So a pattern again. Now, the only other thing I'd like to highlight here, Beverly, is that you have the beautiful MC in Gemini. Now, look, let me go back a few steps. Disregard what I said about Saturn. Definitely, absolutely, categorically, Mercury is the most dignified in your chart, even though it's combust, and you shouldn't give a combust planet any, sort of essential dignity, but you do have an ascendant in Virgo and your MC is in Gemini. Well, if that isn't a big, big dose of Mercury, of Hermes, I don't know. And just superficially looking here, Mercury really just stands out in your chart in the 11th house, or let's say the 12th house, which he loves anyway. It gives the natives intelligence. Mercury is retrograding, so it is a repeat lesson, and I did say that before. So, you need to pay attention to this time around in your life and get in touch with Hermes. Know the esoteric sciences and, at least give it a go, give it a crack and perhaps be disciplined. With an MC in Gemini, like myself, that's one of the proudest things I have. I just love seeing my MC in Gemini because the MC is the point in life where, you want to be accepted by the ones that you love and the people that mean a lot to you. And so you receive your dignity in this house. You receive your honours. This is your career path. This is what you're destined to do. Gemini indicates that you're destined to, have a path seeking the mercurial sciences. And you will be known for your uprightness at the end of your days with an MC in Mercury. Let me read this. Let me grab Firmicus if we can grab him. There you go. And we want... so bear with me. I just want to read this to you, just to give you some joy from your chart. I think it's important to do that and to give people the really, really strong points. The MC in Gemini indicates an income from public or sacred occupations, but only at the threshold of old age. The native will be a cultivator of the gods and religious rites, obeyed by a large number of citizens, a seeker after hidden things, knowledgeable in many skills and systems. In the last age of life, he will be pointed out for his upright and correct life. So I just want to share that with you. And another thing I want to share with you is that you have Mars, Venus and Pluto in the 10th house. So in Cancer, right next to Gemini in the MC. So all of this action in the MC, in the angles, these are the only planets, the 3 planets that you have in your angles, and they portend, some great things for the end of days, for the career or the dignity, the honours, the fame, glory, and all of those things. That's what the 10th house portends. So there you go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
How cool is that, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we have a gathering of all-stars every time people show up on this show. It's amazing. I'm never surprised, and I'm always chuffed to hear charts like the ones that get read on this show. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
So y'all good, Bev?
I am, and I thank you both very, very much.
Hey.
Thanks, sister. Thank you, Beverly.
Absolutely, Beverly. Much love to you. So I'll put you back on hold, and of course you can grab the archive off Critical Mass Radio online. Just go to Syncrenicity.com. That's www.syncrenicity.com for all things Tony, Z, Kate of Gaia, and of course Santo. We got lots of stuff there for everybody, and the archives are always linked there. And they're generally ready about 10 or 15 minutes after we go off the air, or in most cases after the recording is done. We do have a tendency of running the clock out here. So,
hey, what's the time, Kate, by the way?
It's 8:23 here, so 7:23 for where you are.
Yeah, hang on just one tick. I'm talking to Johnny here.
Yeah,
continue.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Where are we here? He keeps forgetting about his mic. Well, let's just listen to Johnny and Santo. It's a Johnny and Santo.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, you got to mute, man. I can't.
I don't have a mute because I've got my iPhone.
Don't worry about it.
iMac earphones on. Say hello, Johnny, to Kate.
Hey, Kate, what's up?
Johnny, how are you? We're just doing
the show.
We're just doing some people's charts.
Hey, Kate, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, just doing charts and doing our thing every night. You know the routine, right?
Hang on. Say that again.
We're just doing our thing here, every night, 7 nights a week. I love the delay.
Cool.
See?
Well, we're getting busy over here, and I think Santos is enjoying his stay here in Guayaquil. We'll be here for a couple more days before we take off to beautiful Vilcabamba, and actually Santos is getting adjusted now to the change of time, but I think he's got it now. But he's doing good.
Awesome. I know he's in good hands.
How you been? How's everything?
Good. We're live on the air, right?
Okay, sorry. Okay.
No, I just thought I'd let you know in case Santa didn't tell you. Yeah, 7 to 9, right? 6 to 8 your time. I love Johnny. You're so cute. Oh my. Anyway, yeah, I'll hang out for a bit because we got a few more charts to do here for people, and hey, I'm learning, so it's great. And tonight is the night of domicile planets, obviously. So I'm going to go over to area code 781 and open the mic up there. And okay, let's try that again. Apparently clicking it once doesn't work on Blog Talk, or twice. Let's click it 3 times. It's flashing and it's not doing anything. Okay, And it's still not doing anything. Area code 781. There we go. It just activated.
Hello?
Hey, there you are. How are you?
Good. This is Kate.
Yes, it is. How are you?
Kate, this is great. This and Santos, you're there too.
Oh yeah, you got Kate and Santo here.
Okay. I got in touch, Kate. I tried to get in touch with you as Moose. A while ago, you had wrote me back, and Santos. This is Michael from Boston. To both you guys, if you guys recall.
Yeah. Oh no. Sorry. I'm talking away here, answering you, and I'm on mute. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Moose.
Yeah.
You're Moose.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Is Santos there too?
Yep.
Yeah, this is Michael from Boston. I was trying very hard, but oh my goodness, I'm so happy to finally get in touch with you guys. I know it's the chart show tonight, but we've just been trying to get in touch, and I can't get the Skype thing going, and my computer thing's been going crazy here in Boston. I guess a lot of people in Boston have been having problems with their computers lately for obvious reasons, and
no false flags in Boston, right?
No false flags anywhere.
Yeah, a bunch of crisis actors that screwed up.
That never happen anywhere. Yeah, those things never seem to happen, man. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder over here. Oh my goodness, they arrested 3 more kids, and the stories that come up and then they fade away, and people forget they even talked about them, and things that come up and go away, and it's just, I mean, this is by far the sloppiest job I've ever seen them do.
Well, it had to be sloppy. I mean, this is the point we've been trying to make. It's like, look at these false flags and laugh. Okay? Unfortunately, yes, there are innocents that get caught up in crisis things that the FBI, CIA, U.S. government, that they're generating. I mean, here, I just want to bring this one point up while we got this. The U.S. government has admitted to using crisis actors. Okay, well, in the admission of using a crisis actor in a situation, then they had to have foreknowledge of it. What part of I knew it was going to happen, so we had to get our actors there, weren't you listening to?
Sure.
So, it's and for anybody that falls for this stuff, it's like I just want to go over with a bucket of ice water and wake them up. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, right, absolutely. Like, I was writing to Santo. And I know he was busy with this, documentary, and I was, wishing him safe travels. And just like you said, he was in good hands. And I never obviously met either of you guys. First time even spoken with either of you guys, but just hearing your shows and watching a bunch of Santos videos where he was teaching. I think it was the School of
School of the Holy Science.
Yes, in Australia. I watched all those videos, and just you can just see the love in this guy teaching whoever he's teaching, and he's just so awesome. I just such a lovely soul, and just how he does this show, and he just loves doing people's charts and helping everyone as much as he can. And so I'm just so psyched to be talking to the both of you guys. But is it okay if we talk about the Boston thing for a little while? Does it strictly have to be on charts?
Moose, do that tomorrow, because we're going to get into a lot of stuff tomorrow, and what I'm going to be talking about, we'll factor that in. So I want to keep the charts going tonight, because we get Santo Friday nights, and it's not to put you off, but can you call in tomorrow night and let's let rip?
Well, hang on, Kate, because Johnny just told me that dinner will be coming up soon, so I might just have only 10 or 15 minutes, which I'd love to do Michael's chart or whoever's next, but and then Michael can perhaps talk about the Boston thing, because I will have to go.
Okay, yeah, no problem, because what I can do, we got another half hour here. I can run past, of course, but what I can do is, if you want to do one more chart, I don't know if
I could do my chart.
Sure, let's do Moose's, and then we'll move on from there. So.
Okay, it was May 29th, Gemini.
Okay, hang on.
5:20 p.m.
Bear with me. Get my slow little mouth going. So you got May 29.
1980.
Oh my! May 29 is the birthday of my mother's brother, and he was born. He was born in. Let me see. For any of the listeners that want to check this out, I think it was 39. Yeah, 3 years before my mother, who was born in 42. Now, my Uncle Joe, he's still a Jehovah's Witness, but I did his chart, and he has a Star of David. Check out the 29th of May, 1939, and get blown away. There's a Star of David and a T-square in his chart, May the 29th. He's a Geminian. So, yeah, just have a look at it, and you'll see. So, May 29, 1980. 1980. Nice and young, eh?
Just a baby.
Yeah. Time?
5:25 p.m.
And place?
Boston, Massachusetts. Actually, 5:28 p.m. I'm sorry. I have it till 5:25, and it's 5:28 to be exact. I just remembered that. I'm sorry, buddy, if you started.
Okay, I can't wait till I get my Syncretism astrological website going, because it so pisses me off when I put Boston in here, right? And I mean, come on, we all know that Boston is in Massachusetts. They give you all the other Bostons. There's 100 other Bostons, and you got to go right down to. I'm going to fix all that. I'm going to fix.
There's
all
so many Bostons. It's unbelievable.
This is ridiculous.
And then the town I lived in was like South Boston, and then there's like so many even South Bostons. Like I grew up on the south part of Boston, and there's like South Boston, Virginia, South Boston. It's.
So you're a Saudi.
All
right.
Yeah. Don't you love how don't you love how the people who name the city? I mean, they're so genius. They can think of so many different names for cities and streets. I mean, there's got to be about 30 Washington streets in every neighborhood in the United States.
Yeah. Main Street, USA.
Yeah, right.
Let's get original.
Yeah,
well, I guess
everyone has a Main Street in their town.
I guess these guys are going by alphabetical order, which is fair enough, but I mean, okay, it irritates me.
We noticed. It's awesome.
29th of May, 1980, 5:28 a.m.
Mars and Leo, perchance?
PM.
Oh, PM, yep.
Hey, Santo? Mars and Leo, perchance?
Yes. Fire with fire.
Yep.
Okay, brother. Is it Michael?
Yes.
Michael, yep, okay. So, good. We've got a couple of T-squares here. You also have Mercury with the Sun in Gemini. There is 5 points of essential dignities. And so that's a good one, because when Mercury is in the same sign, it adds its beautiful mercurial power to the sun. And so I've noticed a lot of Geminians that have Mercury in the same sign really, really go out and, succeed in many, many ways. One example, Prince, the musician. He's a Geminian with Virgo in the same sign, and just look at his brilliance musically. I mean, he runs rings around anyone else.
I'm a musician. That's what I'm a musician and poet myself.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Mercury does that. Mercury and Venus give you musical, abilities and voice and communication and speech and all of those things. So that's really nice to see that. That's one of the strong things I see in your chart. I see Jupiter in the 10th and Mars in the 10th, which is great. You want those powerful boys in the 10th house to give honours, degrees, glory, distinctions. And you also have the North Node there in Leo. So your North Node's in Leo. If you know what that means, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Do you know what it means?
Slightly. I'd love to hear your explanation of it.
Okay, well, the dragon has a head and a tail, and it's always associated with the nodes. Whenever two planets aspect, or rather, whenever two planets are in a relationship together, as the moon is with the Earth, the moon has her orbit, her plane of orbit, and which is not the same as the Earth's. So you've got these two rings, and they are joined in two places, 180 degrees opposite each other, and those are the nodes. So when the moon is in the southern area, below the equator of the Earth, that's when she's in the south, that's when she's associated with the south node. But when she hits the north node, the dragon's head, she starts climbing to the northern half of her cycle with the Earth. So she gives you great power in that particular part of your chart. So when planets are transiting the north node, and in particular the moon, you will feel good energy coming your way. You'll just everything will flow, everything will work out. You will be lucky, you will be successful, you will enjoy those days, you will have, a good day. Opposite is where the south node, the tail of the dragon, K2, is in Aquarius, and, you probably just want to be extra careful on that day, when the moon is in Aquarius, or those 2 days that the moon is in Aquarius. So, and all the other transits. That's if you regularly check the transits daily, and that you can just see what's going on. You can see, a malefic planet is going to be rubbing up against your some of your bad aspects, and you'll know this is the reason why you are having some difficulties, whether it's depression, whether it's a bad mood, whether it's trouble, or something, things like that. You can rest assured that it's happening as above, so below. There will be harmony. If you're struggling down below, check your chart, check the transits, and see, and we can open our eyes here and understand what's going on with light, because light is doing all things. Light is the master of this show. Okay, anyway, so Lord of your chart, your ascendant is Scorpio, great ascendant. Let's talk about that, please, because we've had a few people with ascendants in Scorpio today, so let's just do that, because I haven't read that one. Okay, so here we are. Now, so Scorpio as the ascendant, and you've got, by the way, Michael, you've got Uranus in the first house like myself. So if you find yourself rebelling against institutions, authority, questioning everything, this is the reason why. A lot of people who have been noted for their rebelliousness, like James Dean, obviously, have also got Uranus on the ascendant. He is a rebel. He's an illuminator. He illuminates your way. Uranus is the Christ, really. It's more Christ-like than any other planet. It is the saviour, together in conjunction with the sun. It's very electrical. It's electromagnetic. It's eclectic. It's erratic also. Causes you to be erratic in your nature. But your Uranus is better than mine. We both have retrograde Uranuses, but yours is well aspected. You've got a trine from a sextile from Saturn, or rather, Saturn in the 11th house. So I get an opposition to my Uranus, so that's why yours truly is sometimes quite aggressive, to say the least, because when Uranus is afflicted, it doesn't flow as well with his nature. So you've got a beautiful flowing, though he is retrograding, it's not a good thing, but he's receiving a sextile, so it's harmonious energy from a beautiful, the beautiful 11th house, the house of friends. Okay? So pay attention to these details. You might not know what it means, but it has a lot of meaning to me. But I just simply don't have the time to go into that meaning right now. But we were reading, before we discover the laws of your chart, we want to find the ascendant in Scorpio. What does it mean? Well, let's have a look. Where's my friend Firmicus? Dang, I think I've lost him. Oh, there he is. Okay, I've got Firmicus. Now, okay. No, I've gone past it. Okay. Those who have the ascendant in Scorpio are clever. So put that little feather in your hat. It gives you cleverness. They are clever. Bad-tempered, because of Mars, of course. Mars rules Scorpio, and this is a watery planet. So you've got water on your ascendant, the water element, the emotions. And Mars loves water. Mars is maritime, right? But he gives you some aggression there, gives you bad temper. Active in early youth, but encounter many kinds of misfortune in life. But afterwards, if Jupiter is in aspect in any way, they will attain fortune, power, and happiness. They will be famous and protected by the gods and will partake of the rites of sacred or heavenly religion. By their own wish, they will travel to another region or state. They will be elevated in mind, sharp-witted, and have a fondness of eloquence. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I've got a brother-in-law.
You still hit the nail on the head with everything.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is a triple Scorpio, and he likes to. I can tell he just really loves to be eloquent. He gets off on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Variety will always be pleasing to them. Because of friends, they will always be meeting troubles or dangers, and after much grief from loss of children, they will again be gladdened by offspring. See, this needs to be said. People who have water ascendants are prolific with progeny, but the Scorpio ascendant can bring loss of children. So something to be careful there if you're looking at having children, brother. It doesn't necessarily guarantee this, but it's something that, as I always say, a fool is ruled by his stars, but a wise man rules his stars, because they're not there to rule us, folks. They are there to serve us. The sun is our servant, and we serve. We are above the sun. The sun is a magnificent high-order being, but we were created outside of this solar system, our souls. So, hence, as Manly P. Hall said, because our nature is above this solar system, we are above the angels. And the angels are in the sun. We used to live in the sun.
Yes, we had to travel through the dynamos to get down here, correct?
Yeah. And so let's have a look at Jupiter. Well, look, Jupiter is going to be favourable with your Mercury, with your Scorpio ascendant, because he's in the 10th house. So this is a good Scorpio ascendant you've got here. Now, the ruler of your chart will obviously be Mars by virtue of your Scorpio ascendant. Your sun is in the 8th degree of Gemini. In a day chart, we need to find whose terms that is, and we're going to find that right now. Gemini, 8th degree of Gemini. Where is the twin? There it is. That will be, in both Egyptian and Ptolemaic system, you have Jupiter. Lovely. So you've got Jupiter and Mars vying for rulership. Closest planet to the sun is Mercury, and the most dignified planet is Mercury. So Mercury gets 2 goes at rulership. Jupiter 1, Mars 1, and the other thing is your Sagittarius moon. Once the moon transits out of Sag, it hits Capricorn, is the ruler of Capricorn. Therefore, Saturn gets a point too. But definitely Mercury is the ruler of your chart, brother. Just like most of the other guys that we've read tonight. And of course, this always happens. Kate can vouch for this.
Yeah, I've seen.
Always a pattern.
I've seen it's synchronicity, right?
It is, yeah. Synchronicity and syncretism, both two beautiful words that we are associated with. We have a Syncretism website and we have a Synchronicity website with Tony and Kate. So there you go.
Got it all covered, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's true. You know, I mean, we had grand trines one week. Now we had domiciles this week, and yeah, it's been very, very steady in patterns. So it's just coincidence. Not. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, let's have a look at. I want to look at Leo on the MC. This will be interesting. So we've done Scorpio. Leo on the MC. Leo does bring a bit of trouble. Kate and I have an ascendant in MC, and it's a life of toil and labour, I think the word was. But anyway, here Firmicus said, Leo on the MC makes life laborious with toil and sweat. The native will be in the power of more powerful men, will be in the power of a more powerful man, either for position or for food. In other words, yeah, you will have, Leo on the MC will give you that position of, not top dog, but up there with the powerful ones. He will have a position of power and will increase the amount of inheritance. He will be flattered by many and will give much of his resources to others. Generosity. Leo is the heart in the MC. So that's your career path, your glory, your distinction, your honours. Leo is up there, the roaring lion in the 10th house, giving you this power. But not top dog power, but power nonetheless. But you also have Mars and Jupiter in the 10th house and the North Node. Again, we've found a few people have got the North Node in the 10th house tonight, two or three others at least. So again, we see Mercury dominant, and we see the North Node also in good positions, in the angles. You want the North Node to be in an angle, the 1st, 4th, 7th and 10th house, really. So you can look forward to that, brother. Jupiter and Mars in the 10th. Rock and roll.
Here you go.
Yeah, so, I just had my chart read by maybe one of the best on the planet that could possibly do this right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm not sure about that, brother, but I will promise you I'll do my best, and it will be well researched. These are only very superficial things, but I'd like to just glance and have a look at the energy and the vibration and dynamics, propensities of every one of us. You also have the moon in the 2nd house. Wow, that's beautiful. In Sagittarius, the moon in the 2nd house she's good. She gives great. She'll attract wealth, but Neptune retrograding in the 2nd house will also give you troubles with wealth because it's very erratic. You can be very lucky and pull in great wealth one moment, but lose it altogether in another moment. He or she, I prefer to.
You'll lean towards your own, so it's yeah.
I think Neptune is a she, but anyway, it can be erratic, Michael. So just watch that. If you do, get lucky one day, well, be like a squirrel and put it away and look after that.
Everything he says has been right on the nose. It's just so amazing. I mean, every single thing. It's been dead on, and I wouldn't rather have anyone else read my chart. I feel so privileged. I really do. I'm such a lover of your work, and just so happy that I finally got to get in touch with you. Writing you for what's it been, a month now? I don't know.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, you too, Kate. I'm trying to get with both you guys. Now, Kate, you said that the show tomorrow, so we can talk about the other thing. What's the Which one's
well,
that?
it's open forum. I basically go all over the grid, and with Santo having to go, we're running up to the top of the hour here anyway. About 9 minutes left. I'm gonna carry on anyway, and because I got some phone lines here, I do want to bring people in,
Okay.
and we can kind of finish it off in an open forum format. But Tony's done a lot of the research on what you're talking about, and I would rather have him in the call.
Okay.
He and the crew have been all over, picking the joke of Boston apart.
Right.
So that's why we'll save it for tomorrow night, because, like I said, he's got way more to say about it than I do.
Okay. So do you want me to stay on the line and you guys can do something else? Is that?
Yeah. I'm just gonna go down the calls here, and I'm not sure how long you got, Santo. Or are you taking off?
Oh, yeah, I better go now because
Okay.
I'm sweating. It's so hot here. It's beautiful, but I'll probably want to have the shower before I go and sit down to have a meal. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No worries, my friend. Well, hey, you ran the full 2 here, so it's all good. I'll finish off the show and run into the recording a bit. We'll just go kind of general stuff after this. And
again. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry, and because Santo, good luck with the talk, man. Enjoy your travels. Enjoy Ecuador. Enjoy the people. Enjoy the time. Have a great time. Be safe, and keep doing what you're doing, man. I just love what you're doing. You inspire me so much. You and Kate. I just really, really have so much feelings to it. Someone I've never met before. Both you guys. It's really. I'm almost stumped for words here, which I never usually am. I usually am motor mouth and I'm almost stumped for words.
I get that. I get that a lot too, Michael. I get that in the mirror with everyone that calling in and Facebook and all the rest of it. So I generally am stupefied a lot of the times, and we're just doing what we do. And
right.
I think the best way for me to describe it is when things are as real as they are, which they are, it's very difficult to explain because it's not something we've all had a really good opportunity in life to deal with.
Right.
That's all. So we're coming into new speak, new energies, new family. We're starting to remember each other, and we're gathering, and it's just like a great big consciousness family reunion, and it's glorious.
Beautiful. It's really
it gets better, guys. It gets better.
Absolutely.
Brace yourselves because we are one. We on this call, the listeners, we know we're one. We've finally found each other. We know that we're going to make it together, and we are David. And goodbye, Goliath. You've had your time. You've had your chance to look after this planet and be good gestators or caretakers of it. But you've raped her. You've pillaged her. You've murdered many, many souls, and your time's up. And this message goes out to the wannabe controllers of everything. Just give up now, because otherwise it'll be worse. It already is worse, but don't make it worse.
Yeah, they're just digging deeper and deeper holes, and we're just trying to fill a hole back in so we can get them back up, right? But again,
like Kate said, that one pebble in the third eye.
Bam.
Mash.
Better than the chainsaw. Well, I better get my digs in here now while I can. Actually, we got 5 minutes left. So
okay, see you guys. Thank you.
Okay, Santo. Much love, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye bye. Take care.
Okay, take care,
buddy.
Santo. Yeah. So a great big thank you to criticalmassradio.co.uk, Paul, Lisa, and the crew at Critical Mass, all the hosts that make this possible for us every single night, 2 hours plus, always, of our opportunity to gather. And that's one of the things, if there's any sense of pride that I have, is the pride in knowing that I have the luxury of the most tuned in people on the planet. And I can feel it. I feel it every night. So that's, there's my humble gratitude to all. Without purpose, I'm useless. So all I see now is the purpose growing and growing and growing. And I'll do everything in my power. I'm ruled by Venus, by the way, for those that don't know. I've got the 3. We didn't go any further than that, but yeah, it's bam, bam, bam. Venus rules me, so. And the Leo ascendant, of course, that's all heart. So, yeah, you know what? And I know everyone that had their chart read. Michael, you just had yours done there. It's really neat to finally hear things that you've always known coming out of the mouth of another. It's just really amazing.
It really is.
But I can leave the line open there for you, Michael, and because we're going to go a bit open forum here, but I'm going to crack open the next caller. We got area code 347. Okay. Hello, area code 347. Oh. I guess not. Okay, let's go to area code 210.
Hey, howdy.
Hey, how are ya?
Hanging in there. How y'all?
Good, how are you? Everything wonderful and peachy?
Yeah, hanging down here at the Air Force Base, reading about some predictions for June the 6th, 2013.
Yeah, they do like their D-Day, don't they?
Something about mini nukes. It's
here, let me dispel nukes. I'll dispel nukes. I'm going to dispel nukes for everybody. One of the things that people don't know is that you cannot just detonate a nuclear weapon. It is impossible. There are a lot of things that have to come into play. Where on Earth, i.e. the ley lines and the lineups and the harmonics of the as above, in order to let these things go. There's where Tony would come in. We can speak of Bruce Cathay. He's the foremost guy in terms of he's basically the one that gets referenced as far as, and we're trying to get him on the show. Okay, you want to set off a nuke, where and when, and it will determine whether it will work or not. They're energy devices, and you just can't set one off. And every time we call the bluff, it just offsets it. So, and again, these are not things that can happen every day. Okay, so there's very, very specific things that absolutely have to be in place for these things to work. And I assure you, we're not going to let them work, any of them, anymore. They've already destroyed this planet enough. If you noticed, there's been no nuclear testing.
You're right.
In how many years?
God.
Yeah. So and again, it's a very, very specific thing. So again, that to me is all fear porn. They want people to look at somewhere. That's like we were talking about Boston earlier. This is designed to do is to take the attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. And you've all heard me give Tony shit. It's like,
this is coming from a friend of mine who's been doing this for 15 years. And everything you just mentioned about the harps and the pre-detonation has to be set off and all, he does all this stuff. I'd give anything if he could come in and talk to Tony and those guys knock heads.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be interesting. Because he's tying everything with in numerology. There's been something like he's telling here about, I guess it's 18 SEALs or Marines that were just killed, and a bunch of stuff's going on within. He's getting his information within the Pentagon from a Navy SEAL or something like that.
Right, and again, I always tell people.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, but be mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deceivers are everywhere, guys, and that that includes the Dalai Lama, who apparently thinks that putting consciousness into a robot is a good idea, and he endorses it. Hey, buddy, we're talking. What do they call it? Immortal robot. What part of infinite God, ye are gods, and what part of that spirituality did you miss, claiming to be the Dalai Lama? I just thought that was really. I mean that is very telling to me. It's like
the Dalai Lama's talking transhumanism.
Yep, the 2045 website. Yes, the Russian that's working on that. We're going off here in about 5 seconds, guys. So those that are in the call right now will remain in the call, of course. So just want to let people know that. Anyway, we're in recording now. Yeah, I thought that was a very poignant statement from one of the supposed highest spiritual beings on the planet to come in with transhumanism. But again, look what happened to Atlantis. Kind of sank.
That blows my mind. I can't get over that.
Well, the deceivers are everywhere. This is why I brought it up. So there's one motto that everyone needs to get in their head, and this might sound a bit, harsh, but trust no one. The deceivers are everywhere. I mean, I've walked a lifetime of people around me that right now I don't even know who they were. The things that have happened to me and where they were involved, and I mean, I've exposed more than one shell, but one in particular that was very close to the group, myself in particular, and shit was always happening to me as a result of this guy. So they're everywhere. They are everywhere. So be mindful. And that's it. And I'm talking anyone that's coming out and saying that this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Look what Opt did. Let me take a rip at Opt for a second here. Okay? There you've got Heather Tukey Giraffe or Jafar, whatever the hell. Doesn't matter. She's a lawyer. Okay? And when they come out and now they're wanting people to put a blood seal on the document. Do you know what blood is? That's your divine spiritual essence. That's interdimensional, guys. That is life itself, absolutely. And here's an easy way to tell, all right, what's really going on. If you've got anyone or any group, New Agers, whatever the case may be, coming out, promising, like opted with wealth, and just opt in,
Yeah.
I call that the carrot, right? And when people are at their weakest, and this is when they generally come in, and it's not a coincidence that I released Invocation of the Cross on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of December. Now, I've been around on radio for a very long time, and Opt did their thing on December 25th and came out of the gate, exploded everywhere. That is a COINTELPRO operation if I ever smelt one.
It did. It went viral.
It went viral, and I'll tell you where it stopped. I started opening my big fat mouth about it, shut down the consciousness on it. You don't hear much about them anymore, do you?
No.
Yeah, I remember the night, too. I was on with Santo on an Italian radio show, and, excuse me, had two of the people, Bob and Chris, with Opt. Of course, Heather declined any interviews. Tammy Pepperman tried to get her, and I myself. But I have no, there was no interest.
Yeah, I remember that nobody could get her up. Nobody could get her for a live interview.
Well, no, not anyone that is actually going to call her out on her bullshit. Definitely not. They don't want that. They want the be, do, love, have, baby, new age. Sell them the carrot, sell them the carrot. So when you see this kind of intensity coming out, that all your problems are solved. Okay, did you fall for the church savior coming to save your ass? No, there's no one coming to save your ass. You're it. Okay, so this is where we have to pull up our booties and stomp in the mud a bit. And there's some of us that have. And, this is where we have to be mindful. Trust no one. And if you see the carrots getting waved, go the other way. Because I'll tell you, it's COINTELPRO. They did it to the hippies. They turned the hippies into yuppies. Here they had this most adamantly against corporatism and company mentality. And here they are, a decade or so later, they're the ones that were the yuppies buying all the BMWs and the 2.4 big screens and you know what I mean? So
they were infiltrated, yeah.
Absolutely, they were. That's another Delphi. What do they call that?
Mark?
No, it's a Delphi system. It's the same trick that a magician pulls to when they're doing card tricks to get people to. They actually walk people to the card that they want them to pick, right? So it's
mirrors.
Yeah. So this is exactly what's happening. So don't get caught in the illusion. I mean, this place is illusion enough as it is. And you look around, it's distractions everywhere. You got everyone's worried about bills, they're worried about this, they're worried about that, and all the rest of it. You don't have any time at all to spend with the most important being in your universe, you, because you are a universe.
I'm constantly distracted. They're yanking me all over the place.
Well, you're letting them.
I'm locked up in the system.
See, that's the thing with me is I don't let them, and I have a lot of people, especially lately, have been trying to yank my chain in one way or another. And now, whether it's intentional or whether they're under something of control or whatever, I have no idea, and I don't care. But I'm very quick to react to it now. I don't buy it. You know, I haven't got time for distraction. I haven't got time for nonsense. I haven't got time for bullshit. Not at the end of the day, guys. And I'm going to crack open another line here just to get everybody in. Area code 612. I'm leaving the mics open now, guys. So, and what I'll do is...
Okay, if we talk, if I'm sorry, just if I say something and it's okay?
Yeah, you do whatever, man. This is wide open now, right? So, let's go.
Okay. All right.
I'm opening up Bill and Beverly's line as well. So if you guys want to jump in, feel free. This is wide open now. This is how I do open forum. I do want to check on 347 again because the number's up again, so I want to make sure. Area code 347, you there? Okay, I guess not. Oh, there you are.
Oh, no, I think this is 612. Hi.
Oh, hey, 612. Who we got?
It's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay, I should have known that as soon as I heard the voice.
Hey, how are you guys all tonight? I'm just unwinding. Just got done with the marathon whole week of UFO disclosure, citizens hearing.
Oh, nice.
You guys, it was awesome. Very awesome.
Well,
I don't know if
do tell.
Oh, did you get to see? Did you get to see anything of it? And they've been putting some snips on YouTube.
Where did they play?
Oh.
Is that the Free Your Mind conference?
Huh?
Was that the Free Your Mind conference up in Pennsylvania?
No, this was put on by Stephen Bassett, Paradigm Report. Oh, and there was retired congressman there, even as new as 4 months retired, like 5 or 6 of them. They were the panel. It's kind of like a mock what they do in the government, but it was outside the government, held 1 block away from the White House or 2 blocks and 11 blocks away from the state capitol. And then they had witnesses that testified, anywhere from researchers, 25 years of, UFO phenomenon, scientists, retired colonels of the Air Force, the Army, all over the world. Honorable Paul Hellener, I think he used to be the president of Canada or something.
No, Paul Hellyer, he was Deputy Prime Minister under Pierre Trudeau.
Oh, there you go.
I believe.
Is that a high up office?
Yeah. Well, Prime Minister is the highest office. That would be equate to President or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. He openly in Canada, I heard them say, he openly said to his people when he was in office that he believed in UFOs. But it was.
I've had him on the show, Elizabeth.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah. We've had lots of really neat people on the show, and Paul Hellyer is one of them. That was about 2 months ago.
Well, Liz, give us the skinny girl.
Well,
it's kind of like. I'm sorry. It was kind of like the Lights Over Phoenix, if you guys remember that. And the governor who was in at the time who played that joke and brought the guy dressed up like the Gray, and they said, "Oh, we caught him," just to make a joke about it. The Lights Over Phoenix, that whole ordeal. And then afterwards, after he wasn't the governor anymore, he fully admitted to knowing that it was real and admitting to seeing it many other times himself in his backyard in privacy. Anyone remember that?
Oh, I remember the Lights Over Phoenix, by all means. Yeah, but I never heard anything about any stunt that was pulled. But
Yeah.
And again, I'll give you my perspective on UFOs, and this is why I'm always mindful of everything I look at, because we can go back to Werner von Braun talking about the last card the Illuminati or the deceivers are going to play is the UFO card.
UFO card.
Right. So again, and go back to go to George Kasopoulos talking about Nordics. One of the ploys is to land here and be the almighty rescuers of people. I'll tell you this right now, my feet are grounded on Gaia. I got mama's back to the death. I don't leave this mama. No.
Yeah.
You know, we take care of her. They've done enough raping and stuff, but lots of very interesting information out there. And a lot of my background early on was researching a lot of these different entities from different perspectives and different reports, and countless hours of pouring through books and statements and articles and you name it. So it's a really big picture. So I'm not buying one side or the other. That's why I stay neutral. I just be the observer and go, and feel your way through this one, baby. Don't think your way through it. Feel your way through it.
Yeah, it's the right approach, man. I think of it the same way we were saying about Gaia, man. Like, Gaia guidance us, and we got a God in her back,
Yeah, I got her back. She's had mine for this lifetime. Got me going.
Forever. We got a God in her. Stop polluting, killing her.
Oh, exactly. And what have the elites done? And we're talking some really dark, nasty entities that are really degraded beings that are, what we're dealing with here, as far as I can tell, is we're dealing with dark entities that cannot elevate themselves beyond a certain level and have duped us. We've come down here. This is about as low as it gets in density. All right. We come down here, and we have to come without any tools whatsoever, right? Drink a sip from the cup of forgetfulness, and but here we have entities that are trying to play God, and the only thing that they're feeding off is our energy. That's why when people, and this is why I maintain a center for myself. And there's nights I go off, but there is nothing behind it. What there is just utterance, but there's no intention behind it. It's just like what I feel mostly from people. Prime example was the other night with Lori on the call. I mean, there was a pile of energy coming out of her, and this is not a make wrong or anything. This is just an observation. And I got to tell you, sitting here, it was punching through me like a lance. And I take it for so long, I can transmute as much energy as I can tolerate. And it just got to the point where it was like, okay, this is just dumb. And that's when the mirror turned around and said, no, here, you can have it back now. And no problem, no harm, no foul. And when you're dealing with program, and that's not to discredit anyone either. For anyone that's listened to me for any length of time, I'm only interested in the most beautiful essence that you are. I don't want to deal with a tricky little bastard called the ego that is out of control. That's your K9, right? Cain and Abel, 9, consciousness. That's your dog consciousness that's out biting the planet. No, I don't want to deal with that.
It was thick, though. It was.
It was very.
The ego eating God out. Ego.
You got it.
Because it affected me, and I wasn't even on the call.
Yeah, I've got a lot of feedback from that call. A lot of feedback. And, for those that actually listened to the archive and how it turned out, by the way, everything kind of fell apart anyway based on this morning's text and whatever. So it's like, whatever, we're here when you need us. Carry on. You want to run solo trying to beat up dark entities? Well, pick a fight, expect a fight. It's a pretty standard logic. So I don't pick fights. I don't feed that energy. And this is what they feed off of. They feed off the anger, the fear, the lust, the greed, all things negative that pour out of us. That's what they're vamping on. Like the word admiralty, admire all tea, to bog down all love. They do a pretty good job. And the only thing that wins in this universe is love. And that's the unconditional stuff, where you do love thine enemies, nemesis, no vengeance. And as soon as you can get centered and don't let anybody yank your chain, you'll be fine. Because remember this, when someone's yanking your chain, there's something else behind it, and it ain't the being that's doing it usually. They got lots of tricks in this game. This is the world of the magi straits, the ones that the tricksters, the Loki.
I took note from this, Kate, not to interrupt, but I've been practicing that. And I get to, whenever it starts coming at me, because I have these dark entities come to my house every day, I laugh at them, and they get so angry, and they leave.
Well, they have to, because they can't handle the high vibe, right? And the minute you generate, here's your trick, God. I'm talking to all you God essences out there. Here's the trick. When you power up your light, by smiling, laughing, and throwing, the other kind of energy instead of the ones they're trying to generate, like with the Boston Marathon, fear, pity, all those very low vibes. When you fire the right energy at it, you dissipate it and you destroy. Well, here, give me a couple of ways to destroy a vampire. Drive a stake through their heart if you want. You want to get that close? No, I'm just going to fire up my sunshine. I'm going to fire up the Leto Ascendant. And that's got a better range, and I don't have to be anywhere near them, and they don't have to be anywhere near me. I mean, like I'm prime target, guys. They don't come near me.
There you go.
Like putting two positive magnets together and watching them repel one another.
Exactly. So you are the magnetic attractor of all things that come at you. Right? So you want to attract good? Great. If you want to attract bad? Not so great. You are what you eat, and of course you are what you puke. So be careful. You don't want to be eating it again, if you know what I'm saying. So, again, this is about finding your 0 point. For me, anyway, this is what worked for me, and really, it's tough. It is tough to find that center, because we've been so conditioned for so long through the schools, through the media, you name it, the food poisonings, the water poisonings, all the rest of it. Like, we're coming at this from a very weak position. So that should be enough to tell you that ye are gods, eh? And here we are, throughout it all. Everyone in this call right now, and everyone that's going to grab this archive, look how awake and powerful you are. You didn't buy it.
I walked in and out of it. So I catch myself just laughing at it and going, you're just so silly. You're just so silly. And it'll be somebody up in my face going off. Very angry, ready to have a pregnant lady ready to have a miscarriage, and I just to get a breath and go, okay, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, a neat trick? Here's a neat trick for everyone, and this works every time. If you find this kind of energy coming at you, all you need to do is just stop and do this. You do it to babies all the time. Shh. Shush yourself. Just the act of that alone will calm you, will center you, and nothing gets through it. It's a pretty easy technique, right? You want it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying absolutely sounds easy enough.
Yeah, and for power meditating, if you don't have the half hour or 45 minutes or whatever, you don't need that long, because I'll tell you, when you find that no thought zone, you get what you need in the twinkling of an eye, and that happens in far less than a second. And generally, the easiest way, here's one for you. I've heard this so many times, and of course it's effectual. People say, how come I get my best thoughts when I'm on the toilet? Well, it's because your body's distracted. You got the canine busy taking care of business, right? So that kind of frees up your right hemisphere, and then all of a sudden, because you're not thinking about, I got to get the kids to soccer, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do the other. You're just taking care of your business. That's why. And the cool trick, this came from Bill Donahue, and I've heard this from a few people, but Bill really brought it home. If you want to do a quick power meditating, see that bathroom? Even if you don't have to go, walk into the bathroom, close the door, turn the lights out, get it dark. Sit your butt down, and then take a deep breath in and just hold it. And what happens then is your left mind gets overrode. Reptilian kicks in, pure fight, flee, or freeze. So it's busy, because all of a sudden you, the God, within the consciousness, within the body, who is in absolute control of it at the end of the day, takes over. And then you can find that quiet time, and it happens very quickly. So again, spend some time with you. And I've said this on so many shows. You are the most beautiful entity in the universe. Get to know yourself. That's what know thyself is.
When you're in extreme pain, you do that automatically. It's just second nature.
Yep.
Because you're distracted with the pain, and you can't breathe. So you suck that air in and you hold it. I do this all the time.
There you go. With me, it was music, right? I would, spend hours and hours, of course, when you're learning to play and whatever. You're very focused. It's like someone at a clay potter's wheel. They're in perfect trance meditation. Same with dancers when they get into the flows, and painters, and This is the artist within you, and you're all artists. I don't care if you're taking photographs. I don't care if you're drawing or whatever your art is. You have an art within you. That's your puzzle piece. That's gonna be where you'll find the meditation, because you get absorbed in it. You get absorbed in the purest, most absolute creation within self, and that's where you need to be. And that's what's happening now. I'm seeing it more and more every day. People calling in and the messages I get and what have you. It is mind-blowing. It is beyond mind-blowing. And I'm seeing, I got to tell you, this time last year, I was in a pretty bad state of affairs this time last year. That's a long story. But I'll tell you, the difference between now and then, of course, hindsight's 20/20. Doesn't change the fact a lot of things happened, but I'll tell you, the things that did happen to me happened for a reason. I was in the dance with them, no question. And had I not went through what I went through and what I'm currently going through, I wouldn't be able to speak as directly from the heart, because I was distracted. I'm not distracted anymore.
Right.
Now I just don't give a shit. Let's go. Party time.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Universe is going to take care of me or not. That's where my boat is. It's in the center stream, and I just, okay, higher self, divine, feminine, I'm here, just do your thing. If I'm meant to be, I'm meant to be, and if I'm not, I've got a role to play or I don't. I just find my neutral zone and go, okay, what do I need to be? And I'm doing, see, here's the joy of this, guys. Right now, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Right now. And every decision you've made throughout infinity has brought you here. You are the culmination of you at this point, and it just gets better from here.
The way I like to think about it is the high road and the low road used to be intermingled. Yeah. And after the 25th of December, the high road and the low road got separated. So there is only two, up or down. No gray area now.
There's no gray here.
You are or you aren't.
Yeah, singularity time.
Yeah, it seems like there's a separation between being good and doing the right thing, or being a sorry mofo and doing a bad thing.
And, you get another 25,925 year go-around, and go back to George K. again. And that's okay. That's okay. Those that are ready to leave this game can leave. And those that want to hang out for another cycle, well, that's their choice, and I'm going to love them either way.
Are you noticing this, Kate, the difference between the high road and the low road, and those two roads separating incrementally day by day by day?
Well, yeah, that's the dominant frequency. Here we are becoming the clocks, all starting to tick-tock in unison in one area, and of course we're the dominant high, and those that are wanting to vibe up to that are coming up. And here's the other side of it too. Those that are really, really far down, they're still rising too. And the game here is, if we hold the high ground, we hold the high ground, we maintain our frequency, we create the void beneath us. Nature abhors a vacuum. So the only way, if your concern is other people around you, the only way, if you want to be any way in effect or effective for them, you got to sort yourself out. You got to get your vibration high enough. If you can raise up, say, 10 hertz, I'm going to use this just figuratively here. You raise up 10 hertz, you create a 10 hertz vacuum below you. And those that are close to that will get sucked up into it, and those that were close below them get sucked up into that. This is how dominant frequencies work.
I'm seeing like those two roads used to intermingle, and the good people would meld with the bad people, and the bad people couldn't really, tell the difference that they were around good people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the good people are separating off and unto themselves.
That's the veil. The veil is lifting.
And the people who are playing the snake games are separating off into intermingling with the bad people.
Right. Well, again,
it's a split.
Okay. Well, and I don't want to be using good and bad, because you've got evil in you as you have good. We all do. What I want to talk about is singularity. What we're talking about here, more than anything else, is choice.
Yeah.
Right. You have the choice to be
to do good or to do bad.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I choose to be neutral, because I know my shadow side and I know my sun and light side, right? I've just found my center point. I found my yin-yang. And that's what I try to convey across on the air. And this is, duality speaks of good on one side and evil on the other. Singularity speaks of neutral and being the observer only. And that's, it's not an easy place to be. It took me a while to get here, and I was born into this. You know, that curse became the blessing. You know, so it's all good. We've got another caller here, area code 401. Where are we? 401. You had your hand up, so I'm gonna bring you into the call.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Gloria. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Gloria?
I don't know. I need help.
Okay. Well,
I just went through the most horrific time with my mother in the hospital, and the darkest moments of my life happened in her room, and the whole process of dialysis.
Right.
There's something wrong, and I think she was like an experiment, and an experiment that went so wrong, and they didn't expect me to show up and be audio recording. I had it in my bra and everything, because what I was witnessing was just so bizarre.
That's standard operating procedure, Gloria. I watched them murder my dad. I get it.
Oh my God.
No, you know what, kiddo? I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. Don't buy into it. It's a fact. Okay, this is why we need to rise up. When we get into these low frequencies, you're powering it up, not you. So this is where we're well aware of this, hon, and I've dealt with so many of these stories. It's sickening. However, you know, like I said, I watched both my mom and dad. You know, it was the psychiatric community that murdered my mom, and it was the medical community that murdered my dad. Been there, done that, watched it. You know, my choice is now.
But something happened in that room that was so horrific. I walked out and came back the next morning, and she had one of those observers for mental health that, you know, outside her door, and her eyes were huge, and I'm like, what happened? And she goes, I'm in police custody.
What?
Oh, yeah, somebody abused her that night, and my sister was staying over that night, and my other sister during the day, you know, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, my sister got a call and said, from her screaming, get over here, you need to get over here. My sister got over there. My other sister, the caretaker, was supposed to stay that night with my mother, and she told me that she was sick and tired of taking care of my mother. And
can I share something with you, Gloria?
What?
I'm going to share something with you. Do you know why these things are happening to you?
God, why? Why do I win? I win.
Why? Because I'm going to tell you why, and this is going to be a really tough red pill to swallow. And you're going to need to learn this very quickly, or it's just going to keep getting shittier and shittier. Because the more these things happen, and you've been on with me a number of times, okay? I haven't heard a happy story come out of you yet. And okay? And this is why.
Well, yes, my daughter, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but this is why. What's happening is you're feeding that energy, hun. And they love feeding you that energy because you'll come on the air and you'll start sharing with everybody to bring all that energy down. So I'm going to really put my foot down here, hon. I get it. I really do. And it's not that I don't care. I'm saying this because I do care. And I'm tired of seeing this stuff happen to you. And I'm tired of seeing you empower it every time it does. And it's only going to keep happening the more you do it. You are your own worst mirror, as I was, as everyone is. And you better start looking in that mirror. This shit's going to keep happening to you. They love you. You're feeding
my mother
garbage.
Begged me to find out what happened to her.
Yeah, totally.
As they're medicating her.
Absolutely.
As my sister's stuff is being shoved aside.
Okay. Hey, did I mention earlier that I watched them murder my dad? Did I mention that to you at all? I watched 7 months of that murder occurring. I get it.
Yeah.
They killed my mother in 25 days with Pseudomonas, so I get this.
Yeah, so again, let's stop feeding that bullshit energy, shall we?
Yep.
Yes.
What was the best story that you can tell me about your mom?
About my mother?
What's the happiest story you ever had with her? I'm going to change your energy right now. I'm going to transmute you. I'm going to show you the power of an empath because I'm sick and tired of getting... do you know what it is, Gloria? when people come on and do this, you might as well run a knife through me. That's when I know that I need to jump on this, and I'm not taking it anymore. So what was the most beautiful moment you've had with your mom?
Riding mini bikes when we were kids.
Okay, tell me a story.
Well, you're from Connecticut, the Upper Reservoir in Barkhamsted?
Not familiar with it, but I'm sure it's gorgeous. Connecticut's gorgeous.
As kids, rode mini bikes, and she rode with us.
Oh, very cool.
And she's the coolest mother you've ever wanted to meet in your life.
Perfect. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're healing her. Now we're driving the dark away instead of attracting it. You're going to be the best.
And that's what I did at her bedside.
And you're going to be the best. Well, here, same issue we had the other night. I'm going to bring this up again. It's like I brought up the story with regards to Sue, who's a Reiki master, and the energy. The last while we were together, I wouldn't let her even come near me with Reiki healing, because you have the power to heal or destroy, especially as Reiki master when you're working that energy. And I'll tell you, we had many occasions where she was in that beautiful space and in the right mind, but then you have to remember the kind of crap that we were going through. So that was the system energy coming through her, and I wanted nothing to do with it. And that was the same thing as we said the other night with Lori, for example. She's talking about putting pink light into people. Nothing like trespassing on another being's free will. One. And two, what makes you think it's pink? Because it's coming out of a poison center. I know, because I was getting nailed with it for the first half hour, 45 minutes. Dealing with an ego that couldn't be wrong, that I didn't know anything, that you have no idea what I'm about. No, and you have no idea what I'm about. How about you put that in the mirror? Been there, done that, got the T-shirt, gave it back, took the tank top, and said it fits way better. All right, so we got these mini bikes with your mom. What else? What else you got? Give me some beautiful stories about your mom. I want to hear the most glorious, powerful stories that put a smile on your face.
Well, she just quality time she spent with us.
Isn't that cool?
Well, oh yeah. And just like I'm doing with my kids, and my daughter says nobody else can talk to their mother like I can talk to you.
She's your best friend.
I took that from my mother, It's just you just do things on the spur of the moment, and that's what she did.
Yeah, your mom was your best friend, and what did you become? Your kid's best friend.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Oh,
there we go.
I love it.
Okay, now thank you. You just sent me goosebumps. That's what I was waiting for. That's the frequency we need to be in. We got to stop buying this fear porn, because they're going to ram it down your throat. They're going to yank your chain. They're going to turn you inside out, backwards, and upside down.
Through my mother, they're going to torture me?
Through everybody. Based on everything I've talked to you about, they're coming at you and yanking your chain everywhere. Why? Because you love to feed it back. Look what they did. Look what they did. No, I don't want to look at what they did. Anyway,
they had me today, didn't
guys,
they?
Guys, hang on, one sec. Carol, are you still on the call? Carol, are you still here?
I'm here, honey. I'm
here. Okay, I have to go move my car. You're the host. Carry it on.
Okay.
All right, keep this energy high, hon. You're perfect to do it, okay?
Oh, thank you, dear. Well, God bless you. And who am I talking to?
Gloria.
Gloria. And are you in Canada, honey?
No.
Where are you?
I'm in Rhode Island, and my mother's in Connecticut.
Okay. And so you're experiencing this horrific thing with your mom. My mom went through a lot of horrific things before they killed her, too, honey. I think that we that are awakening and we're meant to be here to see this thing through, I think they have really focused in on us with our parents or the people that we love, and they've done everything they can to hurt them and hurt us through them. And like Kate says, if you can do the pivot and the law of attraction type of a thing, where when you get into this horrible business of the dark, just if you can pivot to the most beautiful thing you can remember about your mom. Do you know about neuro-linguistic programming? Have you ever heard that term before?
No.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Before fire walks, have you ever heard about fire walks where people will walk on hot coals? Okay. Before the people do a fire walk, they are given, some people do a 4-hour class on neuro-linguistic programming, and some people do a much shorter class. And I think they all work depending on who's giving them and that kind of thing. I've not been to one, but Cynthia on our Wednesday night calls has done them, and she's hosted them and that type of thing. But what they do, they put you through a class on neuro-linguistic programming. That's called NLP. And if you'll take your forefinger and your thumb, the end of your thumb, and make a circle on both hands. Can you do that? Or at least once, so you get the point. And while you're holding your fingertip to your thumb tip with that circle on each hand, I want you to continually think about the happiest moment you can remember with your mama. And the mini bike thing sounds wonderful, but if there's one that comes to you that's even better, choose that, okay? And spend time, when we get off the call tonight, spend time doing that, holding your thumb and fingertip together while you're thinking and meditating on these beautiful times with your mom. Just pick one time.
Okay.
Now, every time you start to go into this miserable thing that they're doing to your mother, I want you to just stop and close your eyes and put your thumb and forefingers together, and it will immediately take you back to that beautiful time. It will switch you, it will pivot you to that point, okay?
Okay.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Go ahead, keep going.
Sweetheart.
Keep going. Just letting you know I'm here. Go.
Okay, sweetheart. Well, I'm through, really. I just wanted to give her a point of reference to help her make that pivot from that horrible feeling to getting back to a feeling of good. And I have found this works, and if you just choose something that's very, very happy and special about that time with your mom, and just program your brain to go back to that time immediately, but you put your finger and your forefinger and your thumb together, and it will take you back to that, and you'll be able to break that cycle of that horrific pain that they're doing to her. When I went to the hospital the last time, they beat the shit out of me. That was 3 years ago when they put a pacemaker in me. I had a purple arm. My left arm was purple from November until July, until I got this miraculous little tool called a beauty roller, and it's titanium and germanium and that type of thing. And I took that beauty roller and rolled my arm, and all the blood went away, all the bruising went away, but they beat the holy crap out of me and loaded me up with all kinds of nefarious drugs and poisons and stuff. And I have just absolutely divorced myself from the medical profession, and I feel so much better. I got off of 9 prescriptions that are supposed to be life-saving prescriptions. My pharmacist says, "Oh, you've got to take that one till you for the rest of your life." And I said, "Well, I'm off of it, So, and I'm still off of it, and I feel much better than I ever did,
Well, yeah, that's the problem with pharmaceuticals.
Right.
They're designed to kill. That's what they do, And here's the thing, and this is critical for you, Gloria. Worked for me. When we change our energy, all right, because you're either going to, here's the primordial question. Do you want to help your mom or hurt her?
Help her.
Okay, you're going to help her by changing your vibration, because when you bring your vibration up, guess what happens to the rest of the clocks in the room? They have to come up to meet the frequency. That's why you have to be, that power energy that you have, and you are a powerful woman, I know this. And that's why they pick on you, because they're drawing shit piles of power out of you. So stop feeding them. Every time you get that urge to fight, flee, or freeze, you turn it into love. And you bring that vibe up and watch the world change around you. Stop feeding it to them.
Can I give her some ideas?
Yeah, would you? That's who's it?
Wanda.
Oh, it is Wanda. Okay. I just opened 805 area code, by the way, so I wasn't sure. I didn't quite hear the voice there. Go ahead.
Hindsight being 20/20, when this was happening to me, and at the time I'm right where Gloria is now. I was there. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was sad. She was dying. There was nothing I could do about it, the helplessness. But what I should have been thinking about, and it didn't dawn on me till after she died, what I should have done. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. My mother loved Enya. And they had her in the hospital, and the beeping was going on, and she hated that stuff. I should have took a radio in there and put her favorite music on. I should have wore perfume that her favorite flower in there so that she could smell it, because we couldn't take flowers in there. I should have dressed in her favorite color. I should have put her glasses on her. I should have done a lot of things, like brushed her hair, sang along to the radio, talked about. See, my mother was like a lot like you are right now, Kate. She didn't like anything negative at all, ever. She was a Sagittarius, and they're real practical people.
Guess who my mirror is?
Jovial, Sag.
Yeah, Gemini Sag. That's my mirror, baby.
So that's what I didn't, and looking back on that now, I wished I would have done all of those things that Sages love. Talked about travel and her tires and all the places she'd ever been, all that stuff. It would have made the whole experience a lot easier. And I was going to ask Carol about emotions. See, grief, anger, frustration. I was angry today, wasn't I, Kate? You turned me right off.
Yeah, well, I was tired of you feeding your own destruction.
But I backed right up, and I was like, I ain't going there.
No, absolutely, and you did. I watched it. I told you during the call when the energy slipped. I felt it, and just like it flipped the story.
I obeyed. But when you're in that, is she in the hospital, Gloria?
Yeah, and she's in my sister's custody.
Okay, well, she's safe.
She doesn't want her to live anymore.
It's okay. You pick your vibe up. Watch.
You just do what you need to do for you and her.
Right, that's what I've been doing. It's just, they're like a pack of
wolves.
Evil people.
Yes, yeah, we know.
Leave them. Forget it. You can't change that. Just
you can actually. You can drive them off. And the only way they're staying close, these wolves are feeding, right? Which wolf are you feeding? The one that's in fight and right?
Gloria, get a piece of paper and a pen, baby doll, and make a list of all of her favorite things. Okay.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful idea.
Do the best you can to give her a gift of one or two or three, how many ever ones you can squeeze in when you're with her each time you're there. Take pictures of good times that y'all had together. Take food that she loves. Think really hard when you're a little kid about what your mama's favorite things are.
Mhm.
And go there.
Well, that's what I do. I looked around the room, and there was absolutely nothing of her personal, nothing. She didn't even have a pair of underwear because my sister said she'll get them dirty. I'm like,
no.
Not even
I'm talking.
I brought flowers in.
Gloria.
Yeah.
I'm talking
please
about.
Stop. Hang on a sec, Wanda. I need to bring this up. Gloria, you were gut punching me every time you go off.
I filled the room with flowers.
Okay, good. All right, let's stay on that side of it. Okay.
And I brought her favorite geranium that I buy every year into a room.
Touch.
And with the cheese, the Cabot cheese, that sharp cheese she likes, and I'm just there.
Have you given her a massage with her favorite smelling oil, or burned some of her incense, or something that she loves? Taste, touch, smell. What else is there, Kate?
Rose hand lotion.
Yeah, there's lots of things.
My father in the corner, and my father's been dead, and he used to grow roses all the time. So I did the hand lotion with it's rose.
Sound. You got a frequency. You've got to give her the sounds she likes to hear. If it's birds, take a tape recording of birds.
Here's a question. I got a question, and I really want to get to the nitty-gritty on this. We need to bust this now. When someone comes into a room that has a very low energy, low vibe, can you sense them?
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you need to stop being that individual. Because the only ones you're sensing are the ones that are way below you. All right? Remember, This is polarity I'm talking about. This is a universal law. You have the free will choice to change that. You can be an effect to it, or you can be cause over it. So what I'm suggesting, and it's only a suggestion, be the healer. Walk in with the highest light energy you can and maintain it. The rest falls away. You become the healer and you drive the wolves out. Watch. Prove me wrong. Try. It ain't going to happen. The reason why we sense lower entity, lower vibration beings, and I'll tell you, I was around it a lot with music, right? I always knew, and Sue was the same way. That's why we got along. We knew exactly what was going on. We could, someone would walk in the room that wasn't quite of the vibe of the room, and it's funny. We'd always just look at each other and then look at whoever just came in and go, and that was it, because we were attuned to it. You've got to be attuned to yourself and keep those energies high. I don't care what it takes, hon. I don't care what it takes. This is how much I love you. I need you to get this. I wish. My mom died in 1987. I wish I had something to bitch about with her right now. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. I wish. When I hear people, razzing about their parents, this, that, and the other, it's the first thing comes to my mind. I said, I wish I had mom and dad here to be able to bitch about them. Really, I do. You know what I'm saying, though? So we change the energy. We transmute it. We take it from that energy that they're intending you to be, and I've told you, and you are a powerhouse. Tell me you're not. Go ahead.
Oh, I know I am.
Okay. Now, do you want to power them up, or you want to power you and the light up?
Me and the light up.
Okay. When you focus on the negative shit that they're yanking your chain with, you're powering them up. And they're going to keep dragging you. And guess what? Those wolves will gather in greater numbers.
It's true. They're wolves.
They are. So that's what they are. But we can drive them off very, very easily. There's only one thing a shadow is afraid of. Light. And laughter. Monsters, Inc., right? The movie said it all. Laughter was 1,000 times more potent in energy, and then what were they trying to do with all the kids? Terrify them, right? So you're the master. Be it.
I watched it work today. After I talked to you, Kate, I was like, I ain't going to go there. I'm not going to get in that. I'm going to back right out of this stuff that I've been dealing with all week, and I'm just going to forget about it.
Go do your
I
thing.
got my clothes on. I walked out the door. I went up to the store. People let me pass. They stopped in the road to let me come out. They opened the door for me when I got to the store. As soon as I got out of the car, there was a guy coming out of the parking lot with an electric wheelchair. It was there. I went through the door. Everybody was nice, and normally that doesn't happen. It hasn't happened to me in a while. That's your energy shift, right? You have to be the master of everything around you. It manifested every time I turned around today. It only happened for a little while I was out in public, but I noticed it. Yeah. What she's going through, I so understand right now, because when you're in it, you can't see out of it. And when you're out of it, only when you're out of it can you see back in it. That's why I like making people accountable for being in it, so I can pull them out of it to have a look at it. And I might sound like a callous, cold-hearted bitch, but you have no idea the love that's coming at you. Yeah, I was going to say, Kate, can you put on some kid gloves when you do that, honey? No. No, it takes too long, and I want to see you. Okay, if there's one thing that I'm selfish about, I want to see your light, baby. That's all I want to see. And
it's so funny. It's not funny. That's exactly what she wants. Open the shades. If she hates dark, she hates the dark. And they pull the shades, and they'll turn off the lights, and I'm boom, boom, boom. Everything's open. Now watch, Gloria. Gloria, you change your energy, they'll open the blinds for it. Oh, watch. I do. No, not you. No. Stop being physical. Start being God, okay? When you change your vibration, you get it up, and you say, I'm not going to buy any of this fear porn anymore. I'm going to be the light. I'm going to be the love. I'm going to be cause over this, not an effect to it. Watch what happens with the people around you. Because remember, when you can rise your energy above others, to get your vibration up above them, they have to get pulled up with you because you become the powerhouse dominant frequency. This is how we change our world around us.
What's her sign, Gloria?
February 15th. What is that?
Pisces?
Yes.
She needs a fish in her room and a goldfish.
I think it's Aries, isn't it? I think Pisces starts at February 20th or 21st.
What do they love, Carol?
What?
What does Pisces love in their surroundings and
I don't think she's
Aries.
I don't think she's Pisces.
She's Pisces.
Pisces. I'm sorry, she's Pisces.
Yeah, she ends at February. Pisces ends February 20th, and then Aries starts February 21st.
No, because my aunt was March 12th, and she was Pisces.
March 12th. Oh, so Aquarius. She's Aquarian. Never mind.
Yeah, Aquarian. Right. That's right.
Sorry, I had to go back one more.
I would look up Pisces' favorite things.
Aquarius.
I'd fix that.
She's Aquarius. She's Aquarius, honey.
Yeah, she's Aquarius.
Yeah, they are very altruistic. They love to benefit the whole. In other words, they're not focused on individual people. They love to save the world. They're beautiful people.
Well, I would go tell her wonderful things about the world, even if they're not true.
Yeah, you bring your vibe up, because if you walk in and you're all in agreement with all this fear stuff and the garbage that's happening, all you're doing is you're feeding it.
I read to her the Yankees. What is it called? Like Barnes and up north in Vermont, and show her the pictures and. Wouldn't you love to be here? Remember, the covered bridges, and I'll show her the pictures, and to stimulate something else. And
bring in a joke book.
Where she is.
Bring in a joke book. Crack some jokes.
Yeah, mix it up.
When
you're sick in bed, the boredom comes really quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pick up a couple of really cool joke books and just have some fun with it.
Yeah.
I was ready to just take her outside. Just ask the doctor, and I'm doing this, and that's it.
I wouldn't even ask. I'd just take her, but that's just me.
Yeah. And Kate, that expression, fair porn, I hear you say often, it's so true, because you can ask someone, tell me about some good moments. Tell me about some good moments you had. And someone got to sit there and think for quite a long time to think of one good moment. But if you ask someone, tell me about some bad moments, they'd spit 50 at you in a second.
Right. And you know why? You know why this has happened is because the energy has been grounded down for so long. It takes conscious effort to rise above it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've only got a few minutes left here, guys. I just brought MJ, and I just noticed her Skype. Hey.
Okay. Bye.
You're in the call.
Hey.
Oh.
How you guys doing?
Good. I had you confused with somebody else.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Sorry. Old manager of music, MJ. That was her name. So I called you her, but that's okay. You're both anyway. So.
Yes, I am both. I've known that.
We got about 5 minutes.
Everything you've said, Kate, for months. I've been with you on it from Itch. I've been kind of storing old Black's Law dictionary archives from libraries since I think I started grabbing them and stashing them away around 2006, 5, 6 or so. But I'm out of Vancouver, and I've been tracking Santos for a long time, listening to, I guess by now it's hundreds of hours that he's put up. And then I got put on to you, and you have a very particular type of I was going to say signature, just as far as the way that you kind of convey your information. It's hard-hitting, it's good, and it's refreshing, especially for the annoyed out there. Because I'm one of those people that got sick of the fear porn, just understood just the depth of perception management, that perception management is really what it's all about, and has always been about. That's what the priest class has always done.
Bingo.
And
someone sounds like a hermeticist.
I'm not anything to be equal. I'm many things. I'm many versions of many things. But these are a lot of the see, like a lot of people, I learned a few years ago, back in around 2009, that speech is creation, that we actually create a reality with the resonance of our voices. and what we say around us, and it actually shapes our reality more than we know. If you actually look back on events sometimes that are going on in your life, if you actually record yourself, or if you actually remember the words that you use, a lot of times you actually doomed yourself with your own words.
Bingo.
Thing. So yes, creation is truly, comes from speech, and it starts in the mind. Yes, there's the intent, and the intent is what makes the trueness of the resonance come through. And it's we've already won.
We know that. Yeah, absolutely. I want to jump in here because I'm not sure when this is going to drop off. We're running into maybe 2 or 3 minutes left, so the call is just going to drop off. But what I want to do, MJ, I want to continue exactly where we've left off right now, and I want to get as many people back in tomorrow night to keep this going. This is critical information. This is going downtown with truth.
I want to see a video experiment of this. I want to see it manifest in front of my eyes. I'm a visual. Right. I need that.
Okay, and then Kate, what's
Wanda,
the number tomorrow night? And
Wanda, I just want to tell you how beautiful you are, and thank you so much for what you shared with Lori, because what you suggested. Gloria. Yeah, I'm sorry that what she do for her mom, that was absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure, honey.
Couldn't agree more.
And I just want to say the little practice you did, saying the beautiful story of your mom versus, what you observed going on. I very much could, being the observer of this, could very much feel the difference in the energies.
You're
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam it up, baby. Take it over. Control it. Don't let them win. And when we get angry and fight, we're only creating that energy for them.
Kate.
Yeah.
What's the number you wanted me to call in tomorrow for the Boston show and talk with you and Tony?
Well, same time, same place, same number. 661. Yep, 467-2401. And MJ, I want you in tomorrow night, my friend, because there's a few things I know you need to share. Fair?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, so I don't want. I want you there. We're going to continue this on tomorrow night. We've got about a minute.
Yeah,
before
I do too.
Off.
I want to hear that perception stuff again.
Yep. MJ. You're taking it downtown, and that's where I live.
I know where you're at.
Yeah, I know you do. That's why I want you in tomorrow night. It's going to be a beautiful night. We're gonna dispel a whole lot of crap tomorrow night.
Sounds good.
Works for me. Time to bring this vibe up even higher. TikTok, boys and girls. TikTok.
Yeah, take it easy, kids.
All right. So I guess, we'll just keep going until the Blog Talk kicks us off, which will probably be in about 30 seconds. But I can't thank you guys enough. Please make the effort to be here tomorrow night. And this is going to be a continuation, because this is the meat and potatoes I cannot hope for enough. So thank you guys for bringing it here without even being asked. This is amazing.
Kate, I just want to share with you. You apologized or kind of let people know that you don't like to hit people over the head with the information. But I'll tell you what, in most cases, that's the only way to deliver it so that they'll get it.
Tough love, baby, and that's one thing I have learned, and I hate being the deliverer of it. But at the end of the day, the stuff that I see as a result is just stunning.
These people that pussyfoot around when somebody is in great pain, and they just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and blah, 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 and everything like that. That ain't going to help them, folks.
No, get up, walk it off.
It's just going to continue to lead them down the path of destruction.
I will give you a hand up all day, and I'll walk with you all day, but I'm not going to drag you. I can't. We all have to walk together, and we do this together.
And Gloria, oh, go ahead.
Y'all might have to put. I'm sorry. Y'all might have to put on a glove with me every now.